was left out of this Hampshire side. Slow left armour could have done a job, I think, because they've gone very pace heavy, and if Fuller, Curry, Wood, and Manny Lumsden go, they've got no real recourse.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be tough for the bowlers here. I think they're going to just have to take all the pace off it, because there is no pace in this pitch whatsoever, and we've seen there with Jason Roy to Wood. He's just down on one knee and sweeping him off a fairly good length from outside his off stump, and it's just hit the concrete in the concourse and then gone over the fence and into the nursery ground, as Jason Roy will turn this delivery into the leg side, as we've got a new ball now, and that'll be another single to Jason Roy. He moves on to 19, 32 without loss in the third over, and Will Jacks comes back onto strike on 12.
Yeah, better length, wasn't it? At him, better line, didn't really give him much to throw his hands at, which is a danger with these two guys, isn't it? If you give them anything they can do, is trouble.
20 off this over so far, as Will Jacks on the back foot, well bowled by Wood. He's just followed him as he stepped outside the leg stump, and they'll pick up a single at the end of the over. 3 gone. Surrey 33 without loss, 21 off that over from Chris Wood, and yeah, Surrey will be happy with this start. Going at 11s. I think the other thing here, why Surrey have batted first, is they'll see what happened in the women's game. They'll want to see how Hampshire bowl on here and see what works for Hampshire as well.
Yeah.
They'll have a look at what the lengths that Hampshire are bowling and what works for Hampshire.
They're making a change here, Hampshire, after 1 over. Dawson just the first over from this Hilton Hotel end. It's James Fuller to come on to bowl at Will Jacks. I wonder why that is. I'll ask Churchy what his thoughts are on that, but it is Fuller turning at the top of his mark now, in and shorter, and he's just pulled away into the leg side by Jacks, but there's a couple of fielders down there lurking on the boundary, and one of them gets it in. I think it's Hilton Cartwright. He's in as one bounce, and there's just a single, bringing the explosive Jason Roy on strike now. He's 19 off 8 balls so far, strike rate of 237, which is a big old strike rate on a flat, lifeless pitch, as Churchy's been telling us. Let's see what Fuller does. He's a canny operator, James Fuller. He's in again, approaches the crease, shorter, and it's a slower ball, just in the pitch, bounces up, a little bit of tennis ball bounce, and a couple of bounces to the keeper. Toby Albert's got the gloves on, as he does in the T20 format here, so this is what James Vince is probably thinking, Churchy, a bit of variation.
Yeah,
bit of guile.
I think as well he want to keep a bit of Dawson up his sleeve, but I think with Fuller, as you said, he's very experienced, James Fuller, now in terms of shorter form cricket.
Approaches the crease now, full on the leg side, is a little appeal, but nothing really. Jack's trying to work it, Roy, trying to work on the leg side, but misses the ball completely, but a bit leg sidey, and dot ball, which is good.
Yeah, and I think you're seeing with Fuller here, he's just taking all the pace off this. I think you'll just see a lot of slower balls from the quicker bowlers. I think having the left arm option is good. I think probably Wood just got a bit too straight in that previous over to these two.
See what Fuller does now with his variations, approaches the crease, bowls full, and big swing and a miss by Jason Roy, and it's gone through the keeper. It's going all the way to 4. Let's see what the umpire gives here. Is given a bye. Nothing on it from Roy. Unlucky, I guess, from Fuller, and a miss from Albert. 4 unnecessary runs given away by Hampshire. Surrey 38 without loss.
Yeah, and again, Jason Roy's through this very early, looking to drive on the up. Through it very early, and Albert couldn't take it cleanly away to his left hand side.
Fuller up to the crease, shorter, and Roy pushed into the offside. Nice looking shot, but fielded well there by James Vince, the captain, and that goes through for a single, and Surrey 39 without loss.
Very good over this from Fuller so far.
Yes.
5 balls, couple of runs off the bat. Okay, the 4 byes, but he can't do anything about that. But he's hit the perfect length here. And that was, he went back of a length there, and he's ringing the covers as well to defend that.
Last ball of this over from Fuller on the leg side, and he's just pumped it in along the ground, and it's fielded by Hilton Cartwright. I was out there. Another single, great over from James Fuller. It's exactly what Hampshire needed at this point. Surrey finished the 4th over at 40 without loss.
Yeah, very good over from James Fuller, and impressive stuff from him. As I say, he's a very experienced T20 player these days, is James Fuller. And there'll be something along the lines, they'll have looked at it, I can't remember yesterday, but maybe he's got a good record against Roy and Jacks in terms of T20, but it was a good bowling change, that by the captain. So here's Scott Curry. Very good bowler, this fella as well. He'll bowl some slower balls here, will Scott Curry. 4 for 19, I think it was, against Essex. What was that, a couple of nights ago? So he's coming in from the Rob Bromsgrove Pavilion end to Will Jacks, who's picked him up, swung him in the air, will be caught at deep mid-wicket. So Curry's in the game with his first delivery. And again, he's probably taken the pace off that. And the catch taken out at deep mid-wicket. I think it's Hilton Cartwright who's taken that out there. And Jacks goes for 15. Surrey lose their first. Curry has a wicket with his first ball of the evening. And Surrey are 40 for 1.
Only cost 10 runs, that drop from Liam Dawson. That's a good result for Hampshire. Scott Curry has been in the wicket so far in this T20 campaign. It's his 7th wicket in 3 games now, Scott Curry, and that's a great start that Hampshire wanted to break this partnership. Surrey 41, but that's going to bring Ollie Pope to the crease. He's had an average start, 31 and 9 so far to his T20 campaign.
I've got tears in my eyes from that trumpeter. Could somebody go downstairs and get something for the trumpeter? Because he doesn't sound great to me. Gave it a good old go there, the trumpeter, but it wasn't great, was it? Yeah,
How are you hearing trumpets when I'm not?
Well, no, I'm hoping it was a trumpet. I really am. So, Ollie Pope ready for his first delivery as Curry's into him and Pope is forward. Pushes this one away into the offside, rolls out there towards extra cover, and there is no run. So very good start here from Scott Curry. He is a terrific bowler, this lad. I've always really liked Scott Curry. He's a very intelligent bowler as well. And straight away there, pace off, and gets Will Jacks caught at deep mid-wicket as Curry is into Pope, and Pope drives straight back down the pitch. Oh, he's come halfway down here, direct hit, he's gone. James Vince was up quickly with the throw. Jason Roy wasn't going anywhere. Curry got a hand to it. It deflected up to James Vince, and I think a direct hit there, and Ollie Pope would have been on his way back to the dugout.
Yeah, great fielding from James Vince. Alert by the captain, setting the standards for Hampshire.
Here is Curry again to Pope. Pope's, I'm not sure getting any bat on this. I think it's just hit the thigh guard. Rolls away into the leg side with a little inside edge on that. There was. So Ollie Pope is off the mark with a single. And that will bring Jason Roy back onto strike. 41 for 1 Surrey. Will Jacks gone in this over.
What sort of a T20 game does Ollie Pope have?
A very good one. It's just he hasn't had much opportunity over the last few years because he's sort of been away with England. Oh, here goes Jason Roy. Behave yourself. He's taken this off a length and launched it over long on for 6. Surrey move on to 47 for 1.
Yeah, he's just picked this up on length and line and absolutely everything. Pace on from Curry, he just swung through it all the way for 6.
Curry in again to him, last ball of the over, goes back of a length, turn by Roy into the leg side. Roy will get a single. He will keep the strike. Roy moves on to 27. The wicket of Will Jackson, that over for Scott Curry. 5 gone. 1 to go in the power play for Surrey. And Surrey 48. For one, it's been an entertaining start. It really has been an entertaining start. And I think Jason Roy has picked up the pace of the pitch. What it might be is because of the women's game beforehand, and the men would have been here for that, they've seen what this surface is like, so they've worked out their game plan for it.
Well, you would think with the experience that Jason Roy has, you know, he is going to play the Jason Roy way, which is when he played for England and, you know, and Surrey. He's just through the ball, isn't he? It's going to be... Oh, that's a great shot. It's just...
That is naughty.
Difficult to describe. It is Fuller, sorry, that's in. He's just stepped away and just sort of ramped that over third thirders for 4. What a shot, Churchill.
Well, from left arm over the wicket, I reckon this is pitched outside leg stump, and he's reverse swept it with all the covering. Nobody on the cover boundary has reverse swept it for 4.
In again with bowls and just dropped it into the offside, and just jumping around Jason Roy. Thought it was a single there, but there wasn't.
Yeah, I think what Roy's doing is anything with pace on, he has decided I'm going after it because it'll do the work for me. And then immediately after that reverse sweep, Wood's taken all the pace off again.
In he comes again, third ball of the over on the leg side. It's just tucked into the leg side by Jason Roy. Just sort of meanders through for a single to take Ollie Pope on to strike. Yeah, you're right. I think there's no lateral, there's no movement. There's no sort of demons or vagaries in this pitch. It's flat, low, up and down. If it's in your half, swing through it. It's going to go somewhere in the crowd or in the duck wrap stand. And it's 6 runs.
Although that was a very naughty shot from Jason Roy, the reverse sweep, because it takes a bit of talent to do that, because obviously nobody sweeping on the cover row.
Wood in, and Ollie just nicks it outside the fielder Manny Lumsden, who's at gully, and they just wander through for a single. That's moves the score on to 54 for 1.
Yeah, and 2 balls to go of the power play, so it's been a pretty solid power play this from Surrey so far. And then of course James Vince can get 5 outside the circle and start defending his boundaries.
Reasonably small sort of boundaries here at the Utilita Bowl as Wood's up again, flat, and it's up in the air, and this could be his running after he's caught him. That's the end of Jason Roy, caught at a running sort of point area. He slaps his bat against his thigh. He was on 32 off 17 balls, and a great knock by Jason Roy, but he's got to go now, and Chris Wood has struck.
Well, it's Tom Pressley takes the catch, running back over his shoulder. Again, all the pace off it from Wood. Jason Roy threw it far too early. You can see what he was thinking. He backed outside his leg stump, wanted to go over the covers, but it went straight off the toe end of his bat. And will someone please go and make sure the trumpeter is all right, because that was even worse.
We need some comments here, because I can't hear this trumpeter. All I can hear is the stadium DJ playing tunes from presumably 2001.
It sounds like it's either a trumpeter. It's either a very bad trumpeter or a very ill elephant. One of the two.
Well, I'm going to have a look. I can't see an elephant, ill or otherwise. So I'm going to guess it's a trumpeter that's causing Mark Church all sorts of musical palpitations.
Well, it's just not very good. So maybe there is definitely a trumpet down there. It might be worth passing it to somebody else to give it a go.
So if anyone's listening in the ground on the earpieces, if you are a budding trumpeter and are offended by the existing trumpet performance, go and nab it off them and give it a go yourself. There's 1 ball left of this third Chris Wood over. It's been successful so far, bowls, and Sam Curran, who's the new batter, pumps it back to his opposing captain James Vince. That's the end of that over, and Surrey are 54 for 2.
Sanjay, we're going to do a bit of a swapsies. So Mr. Kevin James is coming back in now, and Sam Curran, the captain, out there. Welcome back, Mr. James. You have been absolutely everywhere, on the big screen, on a microphone, but it's lovely to have you back in your chosen place.
I wouldn't say it's a chosen place, it's what I've been given. But what a sight, and I have to say, what a crowd. What a crowd, Sanjay, because this has got to be around 10,000. And I tell tonight, so I think this is a really good effort. I really do.
Did you have a favourite Take That song? Were you a fan?
Not particularly, but I generally like them. Probably like most.
Yeah, Relight My Fire was a tremendous song. What have we got? We've got Liam Dawson swapping ends now. He's bowling from the Rob Bransgrove end. Bowls now, and just pushed into the leg side by Ollie Pope for a single. Interesting to see how these two batters, after the pyrotechnics of Jackson Roy, how Curran and Pope approach this sort of next phase of the innings.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Winning the toss and electing to bat first. It is a used wicket. It's already been already had 3 innings on it.
Bit of adjustment in the field. Obviously, the power play's over now. 5 fielders outside of the circle. Dawson in now to Sam Curran, and it's just beat him outside the off stump, but a ball's running away towards the boundary here at the Hilton Hotel end, and it goes for 4, and he must have got some bit of bat on it, because the umpire's given 4 runs, and that must be classed as a drop.
Well, yeah, it's a bit difficult when he's standing up, isn't it? Are you a keeper, Sanjay?
No, God. No, but obviously I've got a podcast with Geraint Jones.
Have you mentioned that? Have you ever mentioned that?
No, I think I might well have done. He obviously talks about keeping quite a lot, and I'll tell you what he says in a bit. As Dawson comes in again, and it's just crunched down the ground. It's gone all the way for 6. That's a great shot by Sam Curran. It's only his 3rd ball. He moves on to 10, and Surrey are 65 for 2.
So what was you going to say then?
Well, I was going to say that he always tells me that cricket's a game of angles. I always talk about the Kasparovic catch to him, and I said that, if technology was any good in those days, it would never have been given out, and he always tells me, well, just look in the scoreboard. So there you go. So Dawson in again, bowls, and that's just pushed onto the offside by Sam Curran for no run. Yeah, game of angles, Kev.
Yes.
Cricket, would you agree with that?
Well, I can hardly disagree, can I, really, if you put it like that?
Well, this makes it simple. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Game of angles. Dawson again, bowls down the leg side, and just worked into the leg side by Sam. A graduate of the same club as that I played for, Hooker Newnham Basics.
Is he? Up there, yeah.
Up near Basingstoke, yeah. So if you're anyone from there listening, Manny's on the field. It's Dawson to finish the last over, and that's pushed into the offside well by Ollie Pope, and they've scampered through for another single. That's the end of Dawson's 2nd over. He's gone for 19, and Surrey are 67 for 2.
Yes, interesting. Hampshire gone back to Manny Lumsden. I do know that the other night they felt a seamer light, really, as well as Andrew Neil bowled, and he did bowl well with his left arm spinners, but I think to have an extra seamer in the side, I think they felt a bit more comfortable. So yeah, not a surprise. He's playing his 2nd game. It is a warm one here this evening, that is for sure. The sun has gradually got stronger as the day's gone on. The women's game started amongst sort of hazy cloud, and a lot of hairy hats out there, yellow hairy hats. This is a very good crowd. I say it'd be interesting to get an official figure at some point, but I'm going to guess around 10. When
I saw Dan Lockyer earlier from the media team, he said they're expecting 8. Yeah,
well, it might be good. Well, it's maybe somewhere in between. Here is Manny Lumsden, who played his first game. It was a bit of a baptism of fire down at Somerset the other week. He's right arm over, and he bowls, and let's put a strap in the air now. Where's this going? It's going over the keeper, it's going over everybody, and it's gone for 6, I think, at the pavilion end. Not quite, but very close. That's a huge top edge from Ollie Pope.
Yeah, you 0 for 19 off just the 1 over he bowled in the previous match, Manny Lumsden. It's interesting for a young lad, isn't it? You saw James Fuller bowl earlier. He took the pace off, he did other bits and pieces with it, and as did Scott Curry. So it'll be interesting to see what guile, variation a young lad like Manny Lumsden has, because as Chris Wood showed, if it's pace on, then it might well go, but we'll wait and see.
Runs away from us, bowling once more to Ollie Pope. Ollie Pope edges through to the keeper, and there's his first T20 wicket for Manny Lumsden. Good catch, Toby Albert, low to his right. Pope goes for 8, and Lumsden will feel very good. It was a difficult night for him down at Somerset with just that 1 over, but my word, what a contrast.
Muted celebrations from someone who's just got their first wicket in the T20 competition, and what a wicket to get. Ollie Pope, the ex, I guess you have to say nowadays, England batter, sent back to the pavilion, and after a fantastic start by Surrey, they were 40 without loss, I think, at the end of the power play, or around in the fourth over, sorry, I remember it, fourth over, they were 40 without loss. Surrey are now 71 for 3 in the 8th over, and this can be counted as a great comeback by the Hampshire Hawks.
So Surrey come into this game having beaten Lancashire at the Oval and Middlesex at Lords. And Hampshire come into this game having lost at Somerset and beat Essex here on Tuesday. Well done, Manny Lumsden. And Dan Lawrence is the new batter. He strikes at 141 per 100 balls in T20 cricket. So expect some fireworks from him at some point if he's in for any length of time. Here's Manny Lumsden in and bowls, and it's full delivery. It's driven down the ground. It's going for 4. That's not a bad start, although it was a half volley.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? What length do you bowl on this pitch? When we do the 4-day stuff together, Kev, you always talk about there's a length to bowl, and with the pitch that Churchy has really not liked at all at any point in his stint up here. If you're bowling too full, you're going straight. If you're bowling too short, you're going square. And Manny Lumsden at that point did fall foul of the first one of bowling it too full.
75 for 3 halfway through the 8th over. Lumsden bowls to Lawrence, who just tucks that good length delivery onto the leg side, jogs through for a single. He moves on to 5, and 76 for 3 is the total. So lots going on here today. Is the official 25th anniversary of the ground. Nice tribute to Rob Bransgrove, wasn't it?
It was lovely, yeah. Great to see you out there on the screen, and then Mark Nicholas as well. And I didn't know he was coming, so he a great tribute from the ground itself.
It's quite emotional.
It's really good, yeah. I mean, you've obviously worked quite close with him over the years and seen this place develop. Yeah,
it just feels like an end of an era, even more so today as Lumsden comes in and bowls and Curran opens the face of the bat. That's a good stop at backward a point. There's Joe Weatherly there. Yeah, it's we all know this is coming, but I think when you have moments like that just before this game where you're lining up, a lot of ex-players, both teams, the women's team as well, a lot of staff all lining in either side, allowing Rod to come back over, walk onto the pitch from the pavilion. It just becomes all real, that it's all an end of an era, really. Here comes Lumsden, bowls, and Curran works it again to Weatherly at backward a point, who makes another good stop, and that's the end of the over. 8 overs gone, 76 for 3 Surrey.
Yeah, after the start that Manny had, the first ball he bowled going for 4, that's a great comeback. Taken 1 for 5 off his next 5 balls. Good recovery from the young man. Who else was down there? What former players?
Chris Tremlett, who looks even bigger, and he does a lot of stuff in the gym. I mean, just you don't want to stand next to him. Luckily, he was on the opposite side, and I kept well away from him.
And you're not the shortest guy.
Well, no, but he's just looks so powerful. It's ridiculous. But good on him. He's a good guy as well. Mark Nicholas, as you mentioned, John Crawley was there, Sean Udall. Of the ex-players, Kyle Abbott was down there of the current players. Nick Pothas, who's looking after Surrey in a coaching capacity. One of the coaches
assistant
there.
Here at one point, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, used to play here, had a very good stint here.
It's James Fuller who's returning at the Rod Bransgrove Pavilion end, bowls, and it's just tucked into the leg side by Dan Lawrence scampering for 1, coming back for a good 2. Good running by Sam Curran, and Dan Lawrence moves on to 7, and Surrey are 78 for 3 in this, the 9th over. Good variations from James Fuller when he was bowling from the hotel end. Let's see what he can do from the pavilion end. I assume he's going to use all his guile, use all his experience as he turns at the top of his mark and in again. He's bowling across his crease, walks down Lawrence, but he just pushes it into the offside where the captain James Vince has positioned himself. No run. Good guy to have, James Fuller, isn't he? You know, he's experienced, he's wily, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, he probably tends to be a little bit more expensive than some of the other bowls as a general rule of thumb, but his batting is very destructive, coming in when he does, and he'd be in my side, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's gone for 0 for 90 in the previous combined 2 matches so far, as he's in again. Lawrence again, and this is just on his hip, and Lawrence is disappointed there because he's tucked it into the leg side for a comfortable single, but you think he might have felt he could have gone harder at that, but a 1 it is, and Surrey is 79 for 3. Yeah, 0 for 90 off 8 previous 2, so expensive, as you said.
It is expensive. I mean, his overall career stats, he goes at 8.8, which, you know, is sort of up there as a bowler, economy rate. You know, 9, if you get to 9s, it's not great. I mean, late 8s, I mean, it's acceptable. I mean, the fact that he can bat and he can bat and turn a game in a few balls is, you know, he's worth. You wouldn't want him as a main seamer all the time. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, 118 wickets in T20 competition. James Fuller in his career, a strike rate of a wicket over 18 balls. He's in again. 2 Curran bowls, Shaw, and Curran just drops onto the offside where it's fielded by Liam Dawson. This is good stuff from James Fuller. He's only given away 6 off the 10 balls he's bowled so far. He's belying the expensive tag that's been labelled on him, but the pitch helps.
I think generally of the first 2 games, he's just bowled a little too short at times, and at Taunton and here the other night, each time he's bowled it short, he's been pulled out of the ground.
Comes in again, this to Sam Curran on the leg side, and Curran just pumps it into the leg side. They try to go for 2, but the fielder comes in off the boundary quickly and restricts it to 1. Curran on 12 and Surrey 83.
So this is your first T20 commentary,
It is, it's
isn't it?
exciting.
Are you
Yes,
enjoying
exactly. Yeah, it's brilliant, yeah. It's great to see a crowd in, the sun's out, all of the concessions. I've been looking at the duck wraps, as I've mentioned a few times. But
You've been looking at them, what?
I've been looking at them
Lovingly.
with envy. Yes. I like a duck wrap,
Do you?
I must say. I was going to give you a vote in a minute. As last ball of this over then from Fuller, and Lawrence just pushes it to the fielder coming off the boundary long on. They come through for a single. 2 good overs in a row now for Hampshire. They're squeezing it here. Fuller's bowled 2 overs for 8. Manny Lumsden's bowled 1 over 1 for 9. Surrey are 81 for 3 with Curran on 12 and Dan Lawrence on 9. Yeah, I told Churchy about queues earlier. The bar is consistently the busiest of the concessions down there. The poor old Cornwall pastry, no punters at all. A couple of at the Indian street food. Chicken tenders aren't pop. Oh, they are. There's a queue. In fact, that's the biggest queue now. I'd say it was like 10 deep, the chicken tenders queue. Mac and cheese, a bit hot for mac and cheese, I'd say.
It is at this end of the ground.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Maybe far end, maybe he's in the wrong position. Should be in the shade. Now we've got Manny Lumsden again to bowl his second over, right arm over. Bowls and on the line, leg stumper, and is he taking the call? Bowled nearly.
Oh.
So nearly. Leading edge there from Dan Lawrence, and it looked like he had it.
He did, and it's when he hit the ground, I think his elbows hit the ground and the ball popped out, but great applause from the crowd here for the young man who's just giving it everything for Hampshire.
Oh my word. Well, it's a new game. He found it difficult at Taunton on Friday night, and things are just a little different. Always the same in cricket, isn't it? Whatever's happened in one game doesn't necessarily mean the same is going to happen again. Could have so easily been 2 wickets for the youngster, as that's turned away on the leg side. Lawrence runs the first one quickly, goes out to square leg, just the 1, 82 for 3. Manny Lumsden is 17. That's all.
Yeah, he's a young lad, isn't he? Still doing his A-levels, I believe. That's, I mean, as you said just now, one game doesn't reflect the next. Ben Mays, I went down to Arundel on Sunday to watch a bit of the England Lions stuff. He got 100, first class 100, and today got a duck, second 2-ball duck, so things change.
Always the way. Into Sam Curran this time. Curran drives, and that's through extra cover, and that's going to be 4 runs. Just a little bit of width on that delivery from Manny Lumsden.
Too wide, too full, Kev, I think there. You've got to, if you do bowl it full, you've got to be bowling at the patch, you'd say, wouldn't you?
Well, I think you've got to get it pretty straight. Yeah, you don't. And Fulham wide. There's Fulham wide and Fulham wide. That's wide, and it's sort of a half volley. It allows the batters to sort of free their arms, just throw the bat through it really. 86 for 3. Sam Curran is 16 as Lumsden comes in again. It's short. It's up in the air. It's just gone over the top of the bowler. That was right off of the top of the bat. And it's gone to where a short mid-on would be.
Yes, it's cloth there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pace. It's pace from Lumsden.
This is what Manny Lumsden is giving Hampshire here. There are chances coming. He's caused the most sort of problems to the Surrey batters out of all of the Hampshire bowlers so far.
As Lawrence to face. I'm told there's just over 8,000 people here is the official count, as that's turned away on the leg side, which I'm surprised because it feels a few more than that. They're going to come back for 2. That's really good running. Really good running out there. Tom Prest running in from quite a long way out on the leg side. 89 for 3. But as I say, in the context of the fact that there's take that there, not so far away, tonight and tomorrow night at Southampton's St Mary's Stadium, I think, considering this ground is competing with that, I think that's a good effort tonight.
Yeah, it's take that plus some others, isn't it? It's a good support act as well.
Plenty of people in yellow, which the club asked for. It's good to see. As Lumsden runs away from us again. Bowls to Lawrence. Lawrence tucks that good length ball away again on the leg side. We won't get 2 this time though. And that's the end of Lumsden's over. Lumsden has bowled 2 overs, 1 for 16. That's more than creditable, and it could have so easily been 2 wickets.
Yeah, it could have been. He's caused problems as the young man. 25 years old. He was like -8 when this ground was started. His parents may not even have met, when Rod Bransgrove conceived this idea and started work here at Hedge End for this ground. I was looking at some stuff that happened on that day, and the first stat I found that like back in those sort of times, what was number 1 was a bit of a thing, wasn't it?
Right.
And the problem is, it's something I never heard of. It was a song called "Do You Really Like It" by DJ Pied Piper. So if anybody knows anything about that song, that'd be fantastic to hear.
DJ Pied Piper.
DJ Pied Piper. I don't think it's this that's playing now. This sounds a bit too modern, but yeah, that was number 1 on that day. But talking of take that, famous birthdays of the 29th of May. Mel B's birthday today from the Spice Girls. So there you go. Fantastic facts by me. Well researched, I feel.
Love it. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you very much. It's James Fuller who's going to continue. He's bowled 2 overs for a very miserly 8 runs so far. He's turning in the shadows, or the shade is casting its way across the ground. He's in now to Dan Lawrence, who's at the Hilton Hotel Inn, and just tucks it into the leg side. Sam Curran turns quickly. It's good running by Curran again. He's a live wire, the Surrey captain, and they come back for 2. Lawrence didn't seem that keen on 2, but they got to 2 anyway, and Surrey are 92 for 3.
Yeah, there's a big gap, isn't there, between deep mid-on and deep mid-wicket. Hilton Cartwright is at mid-wicket. I think it's Scott Curry up at the far end of the ground at deep mid-on.
Yes, you'd assume with the cover that James Fuller's got on the offside, that's the line that James Vince is expecting him to bowl, but he's approaching the crease now to Lawrence. It is outside the off stump, and Lawrence tries to pull it into the leg side. He does get some of it, but again, disappointed bat swishing going on by Lawrence, not for the first time. He moves on to 16, and Surrey 93 for 3.
Well, we're promised a retro competition. I think they were asking fans to turn up, and whoever was in the best retro costume, there's going to be a prize. I hope we find that out at some point before we go off air.
Do
later.
you qualify?
Well, I normally wear retro stuff anyway. That's my wardrobe. Yeah, you can tell. I don't need to dress up.
No, just
I automatically enter.
Kev's just come as he is. It's Fuller again now, with wicket bowls, and just guided nice into the offside by Sam Curran, and it's just a single, and Surrey move on to 94 for 3.
You trendy thing, you.
Yeah, well, I'm one of those, just try hard. So I've got a wife actually who doesn't let. I have to. This is true. When I'm allowed to dress myself, but
what?
I do have to stand in front of her for inspection, and just to make sure I haven't complete the wrong colour.
You're not allowed
on.
outside the house unless she
Unless
approves
she's
of what you're wearing.
Pretty much,
really?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Fuller in again now to Lawrence. He moves across his stumps, and that means he's always trying to push that ball into the leg side, and he does, and he comes another single, and that is 95 3. Yeah, so I went through a little phase of trying to be experimental in my clothing, and Chris was like, "You're not going out looking like that." So nowadays I get dressed, and it's more just to make sure that she knows I'm not a complete idiot. That
You're not trying to look 20.
Like that, and
Yeah.
she gives it a nod of approval. Or she's pretty stylish, so she'll say, "Change, just do that," or whatever.
So how did she let you out the door in that?
She didn't see me. She was on the phone. As Fuller in again now, turns at his mark, bowls Curran into the leg side, and he's going to scamper to it. They're going to try and get for 2, but Tom Press is quick off the mark there and keeps it to 1, and Kev James gets a pretty poor dig in at clothing when he's dressed like a man from 1963. The score is 96 for 3, Cowan on 19 and Lawrence on 17.
That was my happiest time of my life, 1963. I was just 2 years old.
Playing out in the sun, not knowing what the future would hold in cricket, and all the great things you've done on and off the pitch, Kev. It's the last ball of James Fuller's third over then to Lawrence. Bowls, and Lawrence heaves it up in the air. It's coming in off the boundary, straightforward chance, and that's the end of Dan Lawrence. And it's Hilton Cartwright who's taken the catch. Lawrence goes for 17, and Surrey have lost their 4th wicket for 96 runs, and Hampshire are going to be very pleased with their efforts after the after the start, that Roy and Jacks gave them. End of Dan Lawrence, he's gone, and Surrey are going to look to rebuild with Laurie Evans coming in to join the captain, Sam Curran.
Well, he's not a bad man to have coming in at number 6, is he, Laurie Evans? Do you know what? I mean, I'm glad Hilton Cartwright has come back, because he had a good season last year, not just with the bat for Hampshire, but also in the field. He's a wonderful fielder. I will have to count up how many catches already he's got at deep mid-wicket. But I would almost have him coming back just to field at deep mid-wicket in T20 matches, because he's a guaranteed catch.
Yeah.
Every time the ball goes in the air, anywhere near out there, it's a guaranteed catch. And he's probably worth quite a few runs out there as it is.
What he does, he comes in off the boundary really quickly, and then steadies himself, and at the end of it, he had a load of time to take that catch because of the fact that he came in off the boundary so quickly. So rock solid, feet planted, eyes on the ball, straight in the pouch. Good catch, Hilton Cartwright.
So 11 overs done, 96 for 4. Surrey. Earlier today we watched the women's game, Hampshire women and Surrey women tie, a second tie of the season for Hampshire, and we thought Surrey's total of 121 all out was a little bit under par, but as it turned out it wasn't a bad total, and I think because we're playing on this pitch again here, by Sam Curran doesn't quite go all the way over the rope. So the men's game here last Tuesday saw Hampshire score 200 and Essex score 170. It doesn't quite feel like that type of pitch, a bit like the women this afternoon. It's just had a few more days under the sun, and even though they do try and put covers on it and try and try and negate the effects of the sun, you can only do so much. Curran's 21 from 14. Lumsden runs away from us once more, over the wicket and bowls to Curran. Full. Curran drives up to mid-off, fielded by Vince, who's ready to throw, just in case.
Are you surprised that Andrew Neil wasn't picked, given the slower nature of the pitch?
Well,
Mike Crumble.
You could argue that. Yeah, you could. But I just feel, getting the vibes after the game on Tuesday night, I just feel that they feel a bit vulnerable without an extra seamer in the pack. 98 for 4. Lumsden in his third over here, 1 for 20. As a player miss outside the off stump as Curran tries to cut. Dies a bit on Toby Albert as it goes through. Can't quite hear take that yet. Are we close enough to St Mary's that we might hear something in the background? Maybe not. I can where I live.
Oh, can you?
And I probably live a good 5 or 6 miles from the St Mary's Stadium, and I suppose, I have in the past, if the wind's in the right, if the conditions are right, you can hear the boom, 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 yeah. And that's 5 or 6 miles away. Here's Lumsden again. Slower ball, good slower ball, driven and dug out by Curran up to Vince, and they'll get a single this time.
So you're not close enough that you can have sort of serendipitous sort of parties and stuff with the concert going on?
No, not that close. It'd be a bit ridiculous for me to say, come round and have a listen to Take That, and then you really have to sort of, you know, put your ear outside and you have to be quiet and hope there's no birds singing. You might just hear a boom, boom. That would be a bit...
Yeah, your friends' list might drop.
Might get done under the Trade Descriptions Act a little bit. 99 for 4, Lumsden in, and that's turned away square on the leg side by Laurie Evans, who's off the mark now.
The best of those sort of guerrilla concerts I went to was we were in Rome, and Bruce Springsteen was playing at Circus Maximus.
Okay.
Huge, and there was enough, you know, sort of protection and stuff that you couldn't see if you're just walking on the road.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the road was a whole load of little bars and Italian restaurants and stuff. So we booked a table on the balcony of one of them, and lucky enough you could see right in.
Really? Wow, how good's that? Oh, it was almost played on there, Curran, and that's I thought there was a diving stop there from Albert. It was a good effort because the ball ricocheted, went through fine leg, and in the end the ball's gone over the rope. A fortuitous 4 runs for Curran, and at the end of the 12th over here, Surrey are 104 for 4. Thank you very much, Sanjay Murthy, who will be back for the last couple of overs. Brings Mark Church back in alongside me, Kevin James. You're listening to live T20 Blast commentary, Hampshire versus Surrey. Welcome back.
Thank you very much indeed. Interesting this. Still hard work, isn't it, for the batters?
Yeah.
Really hard work. And Hampshire have bowled pretty well so far.
What do you think's par here?
180, I would say, from here.
I think that would be a good total.
I think it'd be a very good total.
That would be good.
Yeah. I think they'd be confident defending that on this. There's just no pace to it, is there at all?
Surrey won the last 5 T20 games here at the Utilita against Hampshire.
Have they?
Right, here's Dawson, left arm spin from the pavilion end, and Evans drives back to the bowler. Dawson starting his 3rd over, none for 19. Not playing red ball cricket anymore, Mr. Dawson. Just the T20, joining his mate James Vince, as that's a straighter ball turned away on the leg side. Evans is running the first one quickly, and they'll take 2. That's good running. Again, the ball just making its way just outside the 30-yard circle, and as so often here, there's a 2 if you go quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we said during the women's game, there'll be a lot of 2s.
Yeah.
Tonight, I think they'll have to be.
Spoke to Nancy Harmon after the game. 43 was valuable in Hampshire earning that tie, as that goes back to the bowler by Evans, and she said it was very hot running out there. She did say 1 or 2 people were puffing with the amount of running they were doing.
I'm not surprised. Very hard work.
Not many boundaries, was there?
There
in
wasn't, no.
Women's game, because the boundaries are exactly the same for them as they are this evening, and they were bigger than they were the other night. Dawson dives to his left and prevents any runs. Warm round of applause for this really good crowd. I am really surprised to hear that it's only just over 8,000. It feels more.
Yeah, well, they've really got into it, and I think the women's game helped. I think with it being a dramatic end, and then the lovely ceremony for Rob Bramsgrove.
Yeah, turned away on the onside by Evans. I don't think they'll get 2 this time. The ball's just made its way a little bit further outside the 30-yard circle. Yes, it was lovely. I was saying earlier to Sanjay that, you know, it does. I mean, we've known that this time is coming. You know, a changing over of the ownership, but it just feels, when you do things like that today before this game, it feels more real.
Yeah, and he's done an amazing job. He's done an amazing job.
Yes, nice tribute to Rob Bramsgrove before the start of this game, with former players and current players and women players all lined up, and staff lined up either side, allowing Rod to walk on the towards the pitch. That's a single out on the leg side, 108 for 4, and 13 overs have gone here of the Surrey innings. And yeah, you just think, you know, Rod's sort of walking along there, sort of clapping away to everybody and saying thank you. And oh no, it's just sad.
Yeah,
it's really sad.
But what an amazing legacy for Rob Bramsgrove, in the fact that this place will always be his place, and tonight, I think as well, the fact there are 8,000 in, and there's a terrific atmosphere, and it's a lovely evening. Did you do your tributes at home? Was that from your?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's lovely.
Could you tell?
I loved it. I was trying to work out what the picture was.
Oh, the old ground.
Oh, lovely.
The old Northlands
Very
Road
nice.
ground.
And also to have the smoothest man in cricket here tonight as well, Mr. Nicholas.
Oh,
Didn't break.
disappoint.
Didn't break sweat, did he?
No,
just stood up, did
Nice
an
little
impromptu 5 minutes. Yeah,
class.
takes talent. Curry is going to bowl our 14th over. Coming in Sam Curran, and that's a good shot from Curran. Just a bit of width on it, and he hasn't tried to smash this. He's just waited for it and then guided it away past the short third and down to the boundary rope for 4. He played one of the best T20 innings I've seen on a pretty tricky pitch at Lord's to win that game on Sunday. Sam Curran. And
71 not out.
he's a very good player these days with bat in hand. Don't think he'll bowl again tonight because he's coming back from injury.
Oh, right.
As over the wicket comes Curry, and this is turned into the leg side by Sam Curran. Just a single here for him. He's on to 32, and Surrey move on to 113 for 4.
Yeah, 71 not out of 49 balls in that 6-wicket win over Middlesex with 9 balls to spare, and he's playing his 333rd T20 game.
This year.
This year. Unbelievable.
It's ridiculous. Well, Laurie Evans has got a few under his belt.
Well, Laurie
as
Evans is
now.
playing his 354th.
Yeah. Mr. Vince
Outrageous
has played quite
night.
a few as well. hasn't
Mr.
he,
Vince
now?
is playing his 475th.
Mr. Roy has
Just
played
goes
a
up and
few. I know.
Jason Roy, 425th
I
tonight.
think if you added them all together, you'd be up to about 1 million T20 games.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
As just waiting for Laurie Evans, who's waiting for the field to settle. And Curry at the top of his mark, down below us. 113 for 4, Surrey, in the 14th over. As Curry's into the right-handed Evans, who backs away and cuts strongly into the offside in front of square. So he'll get 2 to the sweeper on the cover boundary rope. And 2 more to Evans. He moves on to 6. It's 23 years since the first game of T20, which was here, which was against Sussex, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then Surrey played on the Friday night. I was mentioning this the other day against Middlesex, and they didn't think anybody was going to turn up. And well, some people say it was 10,000, some people say it was 14,000, but the beer ran out after an hour.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody could believe the amount of people. Wow. As Curry is in to Evans, short, pulled by Evans, over the top of short, fine, and that's going to run away for 4 runs. So Laurie Evans with his first boundary, he's on to 10, and Surrey move on to 119 for 4.
So how did you carry on with your commentary then?
Well, the thing was, I had to, it was a big thing, and I broke into the news to get the first ball of T20.
Did you?
And 6:30 news on GLR as it was back then, as Curry is in, and he's taken all the pace off this. And Laurie Evans has tried to cut that, but it's gone under his bat. Nice bit of bowling, dot ball, and so they crossed to me. And I said, well, welcome here to the whatever oval it was back then, Brit Oval, I think. And here we go then. First ball, Martin Bicknell bowling to Paul Weeks. And Bicknell runs in, length ball outside the off stump, and Weeks lets it go as Curry is in, and forward goes Evans, plays this solidly out towards backward point, and they'll pick up a single. It was the most anticlimactic start to anything, but then of course I said the revolution has started. End of the over, 120 for 4, 6 to go for Surrey. Sam Curran has 32 and Laurie Evans is on 11. But that first year was so much fun.
It was, wasn't it? Paddling pools.
Oh, it was there.
Sand.
And playing at Outground. Surrey played at Imber Court, the Met
Imber
Police
Court,
ground,
yes.
which you would have played at,
yeah.
which had one of the shorter boundaries I've ever seen. And I think that game took about 8.5 hours, finding balls that went over the car park and into hedges. It was tremendous fun.
Yes, those are the days.
No spinners played, if you remember. They
No,
all,
they were
got,
too
sent,
frightened,
they all
weren't
got
they?
sent on holiday somewhere.
Yeah. And
There
then
he
very
is.
quickly, everybody said, no, you need a spinner.
Yeah.
You need 2 spinners, and some even have 3. I was just watching on the picture feed this moment. We did spot somebody in the crowd with a retro shirt with Pals written on it. That was one of the first shirts, I think, here. We got Fuller in now, and that's hammered away behind point by Laurie Evans, and that's going for 4 runs. And Evans moves on to 15 now. 124 for 4 at the start of the 15th over. Yeah, there's a lot of people in current shirts, but yeah, those old shirts, they're not even yellow.
I've been doing a bit of observation from over there to our right.
Yes.
It's not a trumpet.
Is it not?
It's a plastic horn.
Right.
And there's a gentleman down there, it's extendable,
Right.
his horn, and he sometimes pulls it out and extends it and then blows into it.
A plastic one.
It's a plastic one.
Hence why it makes that horrible sound.
noise.
Here's Fuller from the pavilion end, bowls. Evans pulls that away, he's going out towards Hilton Cartwright, start walking to the pavilion, and that's out. You don't hit it to Hilton Cartwright and get away with it. So Evans goes for 15, 124 for 5.
That's Jacks, Lawrence, Evans, all gone in exactly the same fashion, and Fuller has just stuck this in the pitch. Laurie Evans' eyes have lit up. He's threw it far too early again with the pull shot, and Hilton Cartwright takes a pretty simple catch. So that's 3 now that have gone on the pull but have been through it so early that the ball's just gone in the air out to the deep mid wicket. So 124 for 5, and it will be the Curran brothers, because Tom Curran makes his way out to the middle, played a brilliant innings against Lancashire to get Surrey up to 213 for 6. Made 49 not out.
From 20.
Yeah, he did play beautifully, he really did. So joins his brother out there in the middle, but that's 3 now, and you'll see this tactic from Surrey as well. Just sticks in the pitch, and he's through it very early, Laurie Evans, and Hilton Cartwright takes a pretty straightforward catch.
Yeah, he's wonderful in the field, as I was saying a few overs ago. We're exactly 8 o'clock here at a sunny Utilita Bowl, celebrating 25 years of this ground. May 2001 when it hosted its first game. Ironically, it was Surrey in a Benson and Hedges Cup
B&H
game.
yeah.
May the 4th, that was. Here's Fuller, bowls, and that's a length ball to Tom Curran, who runs the first one quickly on the leg side. Brother Sam not interested, as Cartwright throws to the keeper's end. 125 for 5, and yeah, it's wonderful to see the ground like this tonight.
Well, I remember,
so many people.
I remember that game. I remember commentating from water cabins.
Yes, you would have done.
I remember commentating from outside before stands were built.
Yes.
And just slowly watching this develop.
No hotel in those days. No stands
hotel
at the far end, you're right. Players changing in semi-permanent marquees. That's pushed out on the onside quietly by Sam Curran. There was then some porter cabins just to the right of the pavilion as we look, which we used to commentate in.
Porter cabins at this end as well, I remember.
Yes, there were,
porter cabins at this end. Amazing, really, when you look at it now. Fantastic achievement.
And mainly down to the man that we were celebrating before the start of this game, and Mr. Rod Bransgrove, who will tell you that he's had a lot of help, and he has. A lot of wonderful people here at the club over the 25 years. It's turned away square on the leg side by Sam Curran. Again, just the single. 126 for 5, and he has had some amazing help and some amazing people here that have, you know, help him basically get through what was a very tricky time initially with this club, because moving here basically put the club within a whisker of extinction without being too over the top. And Rod Bransgrove rescued the club and saw it to this point that we see here today in the sunshine.
And that's what's so perfect about this, is you couldn't have predicted the weather, but the weather's perfect, big crowd in, great game of cricket. And for him to walk out in front of this big crowd and get that sort of ovation was fantastic.
Yeah, it was, yeah, very emotional at the far end. Length ball, the Hoyt away on the leg side, that's a great strike. That's over the head of Hilton Cartwright. That's the only way you get away with it. And Tom Curran has played a super shot there for the maximum. That's gone about 4 or 5 rows back. I think somebody in the crowd there may have hurt their hand trying to catch that. Hopefully they're okay.
He's hit that pretty flat as well, Tom Curran. So Tom Curran with a maximum to get himself started. So 5 to go for Surrey, 132 for 5 they are. And Scott Curry it will be on the hotel end. Just that in itself, the hotel as well, amazing really when you think about it. You sort of take it for granted now, but golf course, hotel, incredible.
Yeah, well, in those early days, you know, the golf course sort of kept things going a little bit here. It was 9 holes initially, and then it had 18 tees.
Over the wicket then comes Curry, starting the 16th, driven by the left-handed Sam Curran, down the ground to Liam Dawson. Down below us, picks up a single.
The hotel has its own story, where the contractors, the subcontractors walked off site because the contractors went bust. The hotel eventually opened 4 years behind schedule, cost double the money that originally was the money that was allotted. Yeah, it's not been plain sailing over 25 years, that's for sure.
Curry over the wicket to Tom Curran, and Curran's cut this in the air. Good catch at backward point. And Tom Curran has gone for 7, but it was laying back, and Joe Weatherly with the catch to his right at backward point. And Tom Curran goes for 7. It's a shot he loves to play, but Weatherly made that look pretty straightforward. Curry's got good figures again here. 2 for 21 in the 3rd over of his spell, and it'll be Sean Abbott making his way out to the middle. 133 for 6.
Yeah, he's a big wicket taker in T20 cricket. Is Scott Curry. He got his best figures for Hampshire here the other night with 4 for 18. His season last year in this competition, he picked up 27 wickets.
He's a good bowler.
Yeah, he's just got a good variation. Very well disguised slower balls, and slower balls of different speeds, and you know, and it is the difference. And I said this the other night. Really, you might not think it means a lot, but it's the difference between a ball sailing over the rope and being caught on the right side of the rope. Yeah. And it's those fine margins.
And we've seen that this evening as well. Yes, we've seen a few fly over the rope. We've seen Jason Roy put one out the ground, but if you don't quite get it right, or there's a bit more pace off it, you get caught inside the boundary rope.
That's a big wicket, that, Tom Curran, because he's a dangerous player.
Well, that's what he did against Lancashire, quick fire 49. Abbott's first delivery, Curry over the wicket to him, and just comes back a touch at Abbott, tucks him up for room, rolls down towards backward point, and there's no run. I was saying, very pleased to see Manny Lumsden playing tonight. He was very impressive in the England Under-19 World Cup. Really impressive.
He was one of the top wicket takers, wasn't he?
He was, and he's got a bit about him, no doubt whatsoever about that. As Curry runs away from us, comes in over the wicket to Abbott, goes for a lure of lengths, again takes pace off it, and Abbott has to wait for it, can only prod it back up the pitch, and Curry does the fielding off his own bowling, and there's no run.
Do you know what, I knew you were saying 180 earlier, and I think that's a top total. I think 150, 160 is going to be difficult to chase.
I think we're going to see exactly what we saw in the women's game. It's going to be a low score, but it's going to be defendable, as this is pulled by Abbott in the air. Oh, just in front of the fielder at deep backward square. I don't think picked it up, Tom Press, to begin with. Sean Abbott again, though, had to wait and wait and wait for that to get to him.
It's a bit difficult when the ball sort of sticks in the surface, isn't it? Really, you know, it's difficult to time. Seen a lot of that.
So Sam Curran coming back on to strike on 34. Abbott with a single to get off the mark. Curry's into Sam Curran. He'll turn this off his hip. He's going to keep the strike. Sam Curran, he'll do a bit of that from here, I would have thought. But a very good over from Curry, the wicket of Tom Curran. So there are 4 overs remaining, and Surrey 135 for 6 with Sam Curran on 35 and Sean Abbott on 1.
So bowlers used so far: Chris Wood 1 for 33 from 3, Liam Dawson 0 for 23 from 3, Fuller's bowled out 2 for 26 from his 4. Manny Lumsden still has one more over if they want it, and they've only used 5 bowlers, so they probably will. 3 overs 1 for 26, and Scott Curry 3 overs 2 for 23. Dawson is about to bowl his last over. Opened the bowling with Chris Wood. Chris Wood with 1 wicket so far tonight. He's pushing himself further up that all-time wicket takers in the T20 Blast. He sits second at the moment, pulling away from David Payne, who he was level with. And Payne of Gloucester's not playing at all this season because of injury. Dawson bowls around the wicket. Curran thrashes at that one with a flat bat. Goes up to deep mid-off. He's key here, Sam Curran, isn't he? I know Abbott can hit a couple of balls out of the ground. We've seen that before. I've seen him make some big ones at the Oval, but I think Sam Curran's game management could prove crucial.
And that's the whole thing about him now. As I say, that innings he played on Sunday was one of the best on a sticky wicket that you could wish to see.
Interesting if he's still here right at the end. Where Surrey get to might just be a little bit beyond Hampshire.
The difference with Sam Curran now is he's obviously played so much cricket, but in his early days he used to get quite overexcited when he was batting. He doesn't these days. He just keeps going at his tempo.
Dawson bowls, gone for a sweep shot, big shout for an LBW, not out, says the umpire. But just going to scoop that away on the leg side. Looks like he might have got outside the off stump with my first impression.
Yeah, I think just about.
So we are in the 17th over here of 20 as Dawson bowls to Abbott. Abbott just drives uppishly but finds the gap between bowler and extra cover. 137 for 6 brings Curran back on strike, who's 36 from 26.
I do get Surrey batting first. I think in their heads it's if we can get ourselves up to, as you say, 150 or above, it is defendable on this.
Definitely. And we're not really in due type territory, are we, at this time of year? Where everything skids on and the ball gets damp and wet and get quite horrible, really. That's played out on the onside by Curran. Some of the matches they play abroad, I mean, the grounds are like there's been a shower of rain on them. The dew, it's unbelievable.
I was saying that I saw young Mr. Suravanshi, 96 in the playoff game today again in the IPL.
Another 90.
Well, I was saying that Manny Lumsden obviously had to bowl at him in that World Cup final for England under 19s when he got that 175. But extraordinary talent, that lad.
15.
He's only 15.
I think what he's going to earn by the time he retires. That's out on the onside. He only has to play IPL. Wouldn't have to do anything else. There's no point in giving himself a hard life, is there?
No. I think he'll end up playing a lot for India in T20 cricket as well, but that'll be it, I think.
One IPL tournament, a bit of T20 cricket for India, and put your feet up the rest of the time. And then
I wouldn't have thought he's struggling already, actually. I'm pretty sure he won't be going back to school, put it that way.
139 for 6, 1 ball left of the 17th as Curran works it away on the onside, and he'll keep the strike. End of Dawson's spell, 4 overs, none for 27 for the left arm spinner.
Yeah, and I get that sort of retirement from red ball cricket with Liam Dawson. Hell of a cricketer, this fella, he really is, and he's still a top class performer. He really is. And there are 3 to go, 140 for 6. So Surrey will get up above 150. I think that'll be a tough chase, I really do. And there was some talent in this batting lineup for Hampshire, but I think even the best players tonight have found it hard going with the bat.
Yeah.
It's going to be Manny Lumsden to bowl his final over, the 18th.
Good to see a lot of people in the crowd enjoying themselves watching,
they're having a great
the live
night.
picture feed.
It's lovely atmosphere.
Perfect conditions.
It really is a lovely atmosphere.
Retro music before and after the game.
Retro music?
Yes.
What era's retro music? Is it, the wicket comes Lumsden. Now this is picked up, launched into the leg side by Sam Curran. What a catch! What a catch! Coming round from deep mid-wicket. That is magnificent. Is that Cartwright again? He has made up so much ground there and dived full length brilliant piece of work from Hilton Cartwright. Sam Curran goes for 38. Lumsden with the big wicket of Sam Curran, but that took some catching, and Surrey are 140 for 7.
That's a big wicket. That is going to and actually make it look in the end as easy as he did, because he was a long way away from that. That's 4 catches for him tonight, all at deep mid wicket.
Key area, and it'll be the same again with Surrey when they're out there with the ball. It'll be who do you put in that key position at deep mid wicket, because I would have thought they'd have gone with Adam Thomas. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Will Jacks out there.
Yeah.
So
Well done, Manny Lumsden.
Yep.
Second wicket.
Big wicket as well. And
Exactly.
Jordan Clark is out there.
Oh,
But
great.
he's made up so much ground to get there. As first delivery then for the right-handed Jordan Clark. Lumsden's over the wicket to him, and Clark digs him into the leg side. They'll look for 2, and they'll get back for 2. As Jordan Clark off the mark straight away, and Surrey move on to 142 for 7.
Tristan Stubbs doing the fielding there. Haven't had a chance to mention his name tonight. What a wonderful innings him and, well, him mainly. Played the other night, 69 not out of 42 balls, only hours after stepping off the plane.
So he'd arrived that morning.
Well, literally late that night, the night
Amazing
before.
how they do this now.
Oh.
As
Ooh.
look at the work, this leg side gets a leading edge, does Jordan Clark. 1 bounce in there to short extra cover, and there's no run.
Yeah, 46 off. Sorry, 69 not out of 42 balls. They put on. Him and Hilton Cartwright hit 70 off the last 4 overs against Essex, and I think they put on 80 something off 39 balls or something.
It's a powerful middle order, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is magic together.
As Lumsden over the wicket, Jordan Clark's down the pitch to him, beats his inside edge as he looks to drive. Very good stuff this from Manny Lumsden. Well taken by Albert behind the sticks as well. It's going to be a very interesting run chase. I don't want to see these sorts of pitches all the time, but now and again, actually, it's fascinating to see how a side manoeuvre themselves on a run chase. As Lumsden is in, short, pulled by Jordan Clark into the leg side. He's going to come back for 2 to Dawson's arm. This is run out. Absolutely barbecued Sean Abbott there. Abbott turned for the second. Jordan Clark sort of moved for the second, then decided against it, and Sean Abbott's run out by half a pitch length. And the 8th wicket goes down for Surrey. And poor old Sean Abbott didn't stand a hope there. And it's a nice return from Dawson, but it never looked like there was a second run on.
Not sure what calling was going on out there, really. Well, we were talking about all those games, T20 games, that all the main players here tonight have played. You go to the opposite end of the scale here, and Yusuf Majid walking to the crease. He's playing his 6th T20.
And he's bowled very nicely in the opening 2 games this season. This is his first bat of the campaign. Here's the run in between the wickets. We're seeing it again. And, well, yeah, Sean Abbott.
Where is he?
Absolutely.
Where is he?
Barbecued there, poor lad. So, left-handed Majid waiting for his first delivery. Has a drive at it, goes past his outside edge. It's taken by Albert. Low down. End of the over. Very good one, that, from Manny Lumsden. So there are 2 to go. Surrey 143 for 8. Mr. James, are you off?
Yes, and Sanjay Murthy will
Coming
join
back
you.
in, perfect. So with 2 to go, and there is a huge round of applause there for Manny Lumsden. Welcome back, Sanjay.
Thanks, Churchy. I've spotted your trumpeter.
It's not a trumpet.
No, it's a coronet. Is that right?
Is that? Oh, yes. Well, I described it as a retractable plastic horn.
Let's go with that.
Yes, I think I think that's what it is.
And he's come. I don't think he's done this deliberately, but he's come as Hulk Hogan.
Has he really?
Yeah, but I think it's just him.
That's quite retro.
And in now then from the far end is Scott Curry, and he's just pushed into the offside by Jordan Clark, well fielded by the fielder there, who is, let's see, it's Manny Lumsden, just at a point area. They've lost 7 wickets for 102 runs here.
Yeah,
so,
and I think the chase is not going to be straightforward for Hampshire either.
In again, Curry bowls and is driven nicely this time by Jordan. It's like fumble by the skipper James Vince that allows him to come through for a single. It's Majid has joined Jordan Clark out there, the slow left-arm bowler, who'll have a big role to play, you would think, when Hampshire come out to bat.
He will. Kevin and I were saying that anything up over 150 will be a tough chase.
I'd like to have said, yeah, I heard you say that, but I went downstairs for my second dinner.
Oh, well done.
I dinnered early, and I felt that I hadn't had enough.
Well done.
So I went down again, which I think is the right thing to do.
Yeah, definitely.
As Curry in again now, bowls, and it's just like shorter and just dropped in front of him by Majid, Yusuf Majid. The young man just drops him from, he went to Cranley School, just drops it in front of him, and he stayed on North. Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? The food. Did you partake?
I did, and it was very kind as well. The sandwiches were excellent at lunchtime as well. Super sandwiches, and then a very nice bit of chicken and some veggies at dinner. So very kind of everybody here.
Curry in again, bowls and gives himself some room. Does Yusuf Majid, and has a big swing and gets absolutely nowhere near it. And Scott Curry just has a quiet word potentially to describe the shot he may have played.
I think he'd be better served here. It's his first bat of the season.
Yeah.
I think he'd just be better served just getting bat on it and getting Jordan Clark up the striker's end.
Back on, yeah, exactly. He's at the top of his mark. The fielder said there's a man coming in. It's James Fuller, who is coming into the circle now as Curry in bowls, and just good over this. No run off that. Swish at the bat by Yusuf. He's bowled well so far, has Scott Curry. It's the last ball of his spell. He's taken 2 for 24 so far. Can he end it? Can he end it with a wicket? We can find out as he reaches the top of his mark here. Turns quickly, wastes no time at all, and in now at young Majid bowls, and it's just missed the off stump because Majid gave himself some room, had a switches his bat. End of that over, which is the 19th, and Surrey are 144 for 8.
Yep, very good from Scott Curry again tonight. Not easy for Yusuf Majid. You know, we've seen some of the best T20 players in the world mistiming shots tonight, so very tough for him. So now it's going to be
strike rate like Jordan Clark, sort of 125 or so.
We can hit a long ball.
Can he?
As Chris Wood to bowl the last over. He's into Jordan Clark, who's swinging this. It's in the air, top edge towards mid-wicket. Oh, great effort. Had so much ground to make up there, Tom Prest. He's come in from just inside the boundary rope and ended up on the 30-yard circle trying to take that. It was a brilliant effort to get to it, and it was up there long enough to enable Jordan Clark to pick up 2.
I thought he had got that as well. He got there in really good time. He sprinted it off that boundary, as said Churchy, but he just didn't complete what he needed to do.
Coming around the wicket now is Wood to Jordan Clark, who's picked this up, flicks it away. That'll go for 4. He's got it up and over the top of short fine. Quite interesting that, Chris Wood changing his angle, because from left arm around, anything that's, most things are just going to be coming back in towards your pads. So all Jordan Clark has done really there is helped it off his pads. Wood wants to go a bit wider outside the off stump here. He's just gonna, he's just got that wrong actually, and Jordan Clark's good enough just to help it away for 4. So that gets Surrey to 150.
Well, he's got a gully in the backward points. You'd have thought that that's who he's trying to bowl at.
Well, he's gone back to over now.
Yeah.
So he's gone back to over the wicket. In he comes to Jordan Clark. Oh, he's gone leg side again, and Jordan Clark's picked this one up. Said he could hit a long ball, Jordan Clark, and that has soared away for 6. These are valuable runs from Jordan Clark. 12 off the first 3 balls of the final over, and Surrey are now up over the 150. It's 156 for 8.
Yeah, it's expensive over this from Chris Wood. He's got to finish as well of the last 3 balls. He's got to just get that line sorted out. It's a bit of length issue as well. A couple have been short. That's allowed Jordan Clark to sort of play a horizontal bat swat, if you like, into the leg side.
Wood is left arm over the wicket. He's gone again. Leg side. How much is this? Have you got Jordan Clark? An awful lot.
That was all of it.
That's gone all the way into the stand for 6 more. And Jordan Clark goes back-to-back 6s. This is a huge over. 162 for 8. 18 off the first 4 deliveries.
I'm pretty surprised that either Fuller or Curry didn't bowl the last over, given their variations, given the disguise that they had. But Chris was, you know, he's experienced.
So experienced.
2011,
and
I believe
these
he
are
made
the
his debut.
filthy overs to bowl.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, Chris Wood will have done this an awful lot, and he'll have won games for Hampshire doing this. But it happens, and that's why these guys are so brave. You know, this is the filthy time to be bowling. And Jordan Clark, to his credit, has picked up 2 that went onto his pads. He's going to come around the wicket again to Jordan Clark now. And Clark swung him over long on for 6 more. That's into the hotel. What a strike of a cricket ball that is from Jordan Clark. He's a strong boy, and he does hit a long ball. That was a very long ball. And he's gone 3 6s on the spin. Surrey is suddenly 168 for 8. 24 off this over with a ball to go.
That was nearly taking Hulk Hogan, the horn blower out, that one, wasn't it?
Hulk Hogan. As final ball of the innings then. Woods in, slower one, swung away again. Has he got another one here, Jordan Clark? I think he has. That is a huge over for Surrey. 4 consecutive 6s, 30 off the over. The final one, and suddenly Surrey have above par now. 174 for 8. Jordan Clark finishes 31 not out of 8 deliveries. That is brilliant from Jordan Clark. And as I say, I feel for Chris Wood there, because it sometimes happens like that. If you bowl the last over, he'll have won so many games for Hampshire bowling the last over. But all credit there to Jordan Clark. He's gone 2, 4, 6, 6, 6, 6. And Surrey have posted 174 for 8. Dramatic finish. It'll be 175. And from about 5 yards away, I'm going to hand back to Ian Wilding.
Join the crowd, get up, yeah, very good, good to see you all go and rest up, good stuff, lovely to hear from Manny Lumsden, just 17 years, but equally exciting. The run chase coming up very shortly, 175 to win, but folks, that's just that rolling, stay in your seats, it's coming next. Just a reminder that the conclusion of the singles game, we have live music on the Utilita Bowl. They'll be firing up outside the Hampshire. That's the conclusion of the singles match. There'll also be a post-match silent session involving the Hawks players just down alongside the players' dugouts. And you can gather behind the advertising boards at the end of the day.
Well, 175 might be the target on the pitch, but right now with the catches apple rolling, we have the target of this obstacle course. We've got our participants with us. 4 of them split into 2 teams. Robbie, introduce yours.
Okay, who we got? Okay. Lovely and happy. Lovely and happy. I've got PC. Where do you go?
Okay.
Try and roll the apples in and out the obstacle course for their mate who was at the other end. Then they spin around their mate 5 times, particularly watching the jacket slide, and then their mate does the same thing, go in and out the cones. First person across the line is the winner of Slough Fractures. Not bad.
Ideal. But they will be spun here before they set off as well. So there's a lot of spinning involved. So let's see who wins.
Okay, let's get our people who are not going to start. So if you're starting, stay here. If you're going to be the other end, go on, you're off. There we go. So we've got Jess. We've got Steve as well. Ready?
Jess's flip-flops have come off now.
Okay, GP's business. Fine, alright, well, look, my guy's wearing a fancy hat, okay, so... Right, okay, here we go. We have the starters' orders, we just need our other participants to get into place. They can take their time though, don't worry guys, there's not a second after the cricket coming up or anything, you just take your time. Okay, are we ready to go? Nikki, you do the countdown.
Right, 3, 2, 1, spin.
Right, spin, go, we're off. 2, 4, 5, now go. Thank you so much to Robbie. If you're down the pitch side, I would like to thank as well our match sponsor this evening, Connect IT, utility services, experts in the utility sector for over 20 years. CIUS laboratories are award-winning and streamlined approach with estimation working immediately. Head to CIS.org today. Your information and internet for their sponsorship of today's presentation. Several groups of here we want to shout out to every tickets and happy to apply for that. Thank you for your support for the Hawks. BBFS India, popular development group in India, and we're on a development tour with Southampton FC. One badge for Hampshire for you, so you're on that this evening as well. We've got the TC group, a retirement party with Wayne Biggins, who's been part of that group for 20 years. Welcome back to our VAC employees as well. At the group with Jason Summers with Josh Stanley, Jack Moore, this is Luke Craig as well. Happy birthday to John Martin, who's watching on from hospitality. Sky Michael Wiltshire will be working under on the umpires. 1 point, James Fuller.
Yes, what a last over that was. That has put a different complexion on this game and on the Surrey innings. It looked like it was heading for around 150, which feels par, although would still take a bit of getting on the wicket that showing sign of a bit of wear. But 174 for 8 does feel, Sanjay, I wouldn't say it's beyond Hampshire's reach, but you feel they're going to have to bat really, really well now.
I definitely did the commentator's curse. I was saying to Churchy that Surrey had lost 7 wickets for 102 runs, and then Jordan Clark took off. And then it wasn't looking so good. But yeah, they've got to go well. I mean, again, they've got an experienced, batting lineup, I suppose. Hampshire, they may not have the top order fireworks that Jackson Roy gave Surrey, but certainly Tristan Stubbs and Hilton Cartwright in the last match, putting on that partnership of 84 of the final 7 balls of the match versus Essex, means that the power's in a slightly different place for Hampshire, but it's going to be a fascinating chase.
It certainly is. Yes, you do feel as though Hampshire would probably have to max out their batting here tonight to win this one. We'll have to wait and see, of course. I'm told, in fact, I heard Churchy say that Sam Curran is not bowling at the moment as he manages an injury. So, in a way, that's a plus, because we all know how good he is bowling in T20 cricket. But nevertheless, they are, Hampshire, going to have to bat very, very well indeed. It's still a party atmosphere here. Crowd of well over 8,000 competing with what's going on down at St Mary's with Take That playing for the first of 2 nights down there. So Southampton's the place to be if you want some entertainment.
and variety of food. I've been looking at the other side as well, where there's a craft beer bar, and that's pretty busy. The fish and chip shops come in a bus. Isn't as popular as you would think, being near the sea, but yeah, still the popular favourite is the chicken tenders. So well done to the chicken tenders.
Right, Will Jacks is going to get us underway with his off spin, and he's going to come around the wicket, and he's going to be bowling to Toby Albert. Here we go then, runs away from us and bowls, and Albert turns that away to mid-wicket. Hampshire off the mark straight away. You were talking about the mac and cheese wagon there to the left. There were a few, there's a bit of a queue there. You were saying there wasn't too many for that one earlier,
no,
but there is now.
It's definitely improved than earlier. Duck Wraps has dropped off though to compensate for that.
Terry Backy, what's that? I've got a clue, or is that just the name of the stall? Quick single to square leg, have to hurry Toby Albert. Direct hit might have been interesting, but it misses. Only one stump to aim at though.
Terry Backy, which sounds like a dodgy newsagent, is actually teriyaki.
Oh, teriyaki. I can't see that far properly.
Marvellous stuff.
Yeah. Teriyaki, what's teriyaki?
1963.
Jacks bowls, and Albert works that to mid-wicket, no run. What's teriyaki then?
It's a sticky, sort of sweet Japanese glaze that's generally on chicken.
Okay.
Other meats are available.
Of course. There's about 4 or 5 people waiting in the queue for that. It's Jacks bowls and fields off his own bowling. No run there. So 1 without loss, and we've had 3 balls so far. Remember, 175 is the target here for Hampshire to win back-to-back matches in less than a week. Surrey are looking for their 3rd victory, as that's turned away to mid-wicket, and there is no run. Sun beginning to go low over the horizon. Away to our left over the New Forest. It's always a nice time of evening here when the sun shines bright in the west. It's a quiet over there for Hampshire, with just 1 run off Will Jacks' opening over.
Yeah, starting with the spinner Will Jacks, as did Hampshire with Dawson bowling the 2nd over after Chris Wood opened up from the rod at Bransgrove end. But yes, very good. The experienced Will Jacks just come back from the IPL, where he's been playing for the Mumbai Indians, who didn't do that well. They sort of finished in the lower half of the table, but he's obviously had a lot of cricket under his belt. And I guess Vince has been playing in the PSL, has he? I think that's where he's come back from.
And he played a couple of games.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, only a couple. It's a late decision for him to go over there. Didn't play in the final, actually.
They're going with 2 spinners then, are Surrey to open up. It's young Yusuf Majid bowling his slow left armers from the pavilion end. He'll be bowling to James Vince, who's just having a quick look at the field. Everyone on the leg side is shading their face from the setting sun as Yusuf in bowls, and that's sort of an appeal from Reece Topley, who's fielding at third man. It's not the best appeal you've ever seen in your life, but not surprisingly it's not out. But a good start from young Majid there as Vince faces up again. Has a little hop and a skip as Majid, good flight, and Vince just drives it. Doesn't time it down to the fielder down at long off, and they come through for a single, and Vince moves on to 2. Toby Albert's on 1, and Surrey and Hampshire Hawks at 3 without loss.
I think this is a really interesting move. Surrey opening with 2 spinners, because to my mind, a new ball on this pitch, that would have been the best time to bat, and yet they're taking all the pace off with the spinners.
Yusuf again, flying up in the air, good shot from Albert. There's no one at long on, and it doesn't matter anyway because it's gone all the way for 6, and that's a great way to stop the spinner just settling in and bowling at you.
Yeah, big hit indeed. Of course, the difficulty is spinners bowling in the power play when you can only have 2 players out on the boundary, so that's their challenge. But I still think it's a good move from Surrey. Just take pace off on this new ball.
Let's see what Toby Albert does as well with this one as Yusuf settles in bowls, and again he goes the same way. Is it going to be the same result? Yes it is. Another 6 by Toby Albert. He moves on to 13. Hampshire Hawk 15 without loss, and it's raining 6s if you take Jordan Clark's onslaught at the end of the Surrey innings. And now Toby Albert, what a start.
Well, I tell you what, that's 43 runs. If you take Will Jacks's over out in the middle, that's 43 runs in 10 balls.
A chat going on with Dan Lawrence and Yusuf, just the experienced man, just passing on his thoughts to the younger lad, who's interesting what he does. There's 2 balls left. He's gone for 13, been expensive, and Albert will be licking his lips here. They haven't made any changes to the field here. There's a ring on the offside, and long off and deep mid wicket are the 2
even for a spinner, just slip in a quicker, fuller delivery, which he's done there. Interesting, Dan Lawrence was having a long chat with him. I'm sure he was telling him, look, don't try and bowl the same ball.
Yeah, well, they've compensated for that because they've swapped long off to long on now. This is where Toby Albert hit those 2 6s. Let's see what Majid does. He bowls, and Albert goes straighter. He's hit it straight over where mid-off had come from, and that's gone all the way. It's another 6. Brilliant batting from Toby Albert. He moves on to 19, and Hampshire finished second over on 21 without loss.
Well, that's brilliant batting. You move the deep mid off to deep mid on, and then all you do is you just play a little bit into out and make sure it goes over mid off exactly where the field has just been. That's great batting.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Toby Albert there.
Sometimes having 2 spinners start off with works. I'm not quite sure it's worked, but it's still early days. Well, we've had some fireworks. Apart from that 1 Will Jacks over, we've had some fireworks for the last 2 overs, haven't we? Or 3 overs. Incredible. Great entertainment.
It's a 1 over spell, this from Will Jacks.
So Reece Topley into the attack. We're going to have a bit of pace. Former Hampshire player, played T20 cricket for Hampshire back in 2017. He was actually a Hampshire player between 2016 and 2018. Played 7 T20 matches in that 2017 period. Here he is, bowls. Length ball to Vince, plays it back to the bowler. Got 7 wickets in those 7 games. Got injured quite a bit of the time he was with Hampshire.
Was Vince injured for the PSL or just didn't get selected?
No, he wasn't going to go. As I understand it, he wasn't going to go initially, and then he made a late call. There must have been an injury,
right,
gap that came up for him, and he went out there. But as I say, he only played 2. But he did have a very busy winter. All over the place. Canada, Abu Dhabi. Oh, that's come back at Vince as well. He was trying to find some room, get some thick inside edge.
Abu Dhabi's the home event for him now, isn't it?
Well, I was going to say that's probably a home,
just up the road,
home gig for him. He was, he played Peshawar Zalmi in April in the PSL, but only a couple of games. Didn't play in the BBL, which is first time for a while off the top of my head. Played in the South African T20. Played in Canada, as I was saying, after the end of last season. Here's Topley bowls to Vince, edged, and Drizzy Boy's been caught at the second attempt. At backward a point, in fact, on the 45, it flew off a thick outside edge. It came out of the hands, and then it went back in again.
That's good composure by the young man, Majid. Remember, he went for 19 off his first over of the innings, and the ball flew at him, and it came to him probably a lot quicker than he thought, but he had the self-awareness. He slowed everything down, and after the ball had popped out, he dived backwards to his left and took what you would say is a very good catch. And Hampshire lost their first wicket. It is the captain, James Vince, has gone for 2 of 6 balls. It's 21 for 1, and that brings to the wicket Joe Weatherly, who, what's he done so far, Kev? Got 47 in the last match, I believe, against Essex.
Yeah,
well.
He played very well. He sort of started really he was a precursor to the Tristan Stubbs, Hilton Cartwright show. But yeah, 47 off 34 in the win against Essex here on Tuesday. Made 8 off 8 in the defeat at Somerset. But he's a very, very good player, is Joe Weatherly, and he's playing his 98th T20 game for Hampshire tonight. Passed the 100 mark a couple of games ago. Just over 2,200 runs. Strikes at just under 130 per 100, which is a decent strike, but he's a very steady T20 player. Hampshire will need another contribution from him, you'd think. Bit of extra pace from Reece Topley did for that wicket, as Weatherly works that length ball out into the covers.
Do you think Stubbs and Cartwright coming in at, what, 5 and 6 is a place too low for each of them?
Well, it was interesting talking to Tristan Stubbs after the game on Tuesday, apart from him revealing that, you know, he's only 8 hours off the flight, really, from India, having played on Sunday in the IPL. That innings of 69 not out was actually his 5th highest T20 score. For a guy that's played an awful lot of T20 cricket, as that's worked to mid-wicket and there's no run, he does bat a lot in the middle order. And so does Hilton Cartwright. So, you know, it's interesting that, you know, sometimes you look at their figures and you think, well, they're not, you know, they're not outrageous. You know, especially when you think, you know, for a guy like Stubbs, you'd think he'd have far more big scores than that. But no, he bats middle order. So you're not getting in, you know, exactly. Early on.
Yeah, he's played 52 T20 internationals for South Africa so far.
That's a top score of something like 80 for a player of his calibre.
Yeah.
Weatherly drives up to mid-off. There will be a throw comes in, which hits the stumps from Sean Abbott. But Weatherly had the measure of that. Single, and will keep the strike. 22 for 1 off 3. You know, for a lot of these players, you know, if you are looking for, you know, Hampshire have got a settled top order. You know, you've got Vince, you've got Albert, you've got Joe Weatherly. You know, no problem there. Tom Prest is still trying to work out a little bit. But then, so you are looking at sort of 5 downwards. You know, and these guys have terrific strike rates. Hilton Cartwright, you know, a terrific strike rate of 131, Stubbs 141. You know, those guys coming in your middle order, you know, are quite devastating. And Cartwright, during the winter playing in the BBL, you know, didn't get a lot of runs, but he still struck it at 136. So, you know, guy coming in quick fire 20-30, perfect.
Change of bowling at the pavilion end. It's Tom Curran to bowl his bits and pieces in now to Weatherly, and it's down the leg side. Good take by the keeper, Laurie Evans, but it's given a wide by the umpire at the pavilion end. Yeah, I was looking at Stubbs's, just a couple of stats really. As you know, I'm not big on stats, but I like the odd ones that are interesting. When for his T20s for South Africa, when batting first or batting second, his average is pretty much the same. It's 28. I'll tell you a bit more about this interesting stat in a minute as Curran comes in again. Short and is pulled away, clothed away. There's a man coming in. It's a simple catch at deep mid-wicket, deep square leg, and that's the end of Joe Weatherly. He's gone for 1 off 3 balls, and Tom Curran is struck with his second ball. It's was a straightforward catch, coming in off the boundary for Sean Abbott. And Hampshire lose their second wicket now for 23 for 2, and Curran strikes with his second ball.
Another shot pull shot on the caught on the boundary on the leg side. It's very difficult on this wicket to really time the ball with perfection.
Yeah, Hilton Cartwright took, what, 3 catches out there, and now Sean Abbott's taken 1. And yeah, just when they dig the ball in, 4 was it? 4, and then yeah, Abbott 1. So when they dig the ball in, you know, just the batters just don't seem to be timing it at all. As Tom Prest joins Toby Albert, who doesn't seem to have faced the ball for a while now. He's only faced 9 balls for his 19. See, there's 3 big sixes contributing to that off young Majid in the second over of Hampshire's innings, and they're bringing a slip in now for Prest. In comes Curran again, up to the crease, bowls and is pushed into the leg side, scamper through for single. Good running by the 2 Hampshire batters, Prest and Albert, and Prest is off the mark immediately, and the slip goes back to where he came from.
Yeah, well, that's a blow. Vince for 2 and Joe Weatherly for 1. Well, absolutely ideal. Toby Albert looks as though he's in decent nick out there, but as you say, hasn't faced for a few balls. But I was just going to say, going back to that Reece Topley over, we were talking about other things. Reece Topley's over there, 1 for 1. That's a terrific effort from him.
Albert facing up to the approaching Curran, and he just chops it into the offside, where it's gone straight to the fielder who's positioned at point, and there's no run. The score remains 24 for 2 off 3.3 overs. Yeah, the rest of that Stubbs stat, apart from the fact his averages are the same, his strike rates are dramatically different. His strike rate in the first dig is 150, but in the second dig is 115 for the same average. And Hampshire are batting second here, so we'll see what happens when he does come in. He's due in next as Curran in, and it's an inventive shot that's beautifully played by Toby Albert. He just walked to his leg side and he just ramped it over Reece Topley, who was about 18'4" anyway, and he just about got underneath it. The ball just about went over it, and that went all the way down to boundary for 4, and that is a beautiful shot from Toby Albert.
I've seen him practice that shot quite a bit actually, so he's walking across looking for the little scoop over his left shoulder, but actually still has time to open the face of the bat and scoop it away on the offside. It's a great shot.
What will Tom Curran do now as he approaches the crease? He's in there, bowls, he's down the leg side, then flicked away, down past the fielder at fine leg, and that has gone all the way for 4. Ollie Pope just watched it roll by his left-hand side, and that's 2 good shots from Toby Albert. He moves to 27 of 12 balls, and the Hampshire Hawks are 32 for 2.
Well, the T20 Blast top run scorer of last year, 633 at 48, might need something similar from Toby Albert tonight, having lost 2 partners early.
Yeah, he batted very well last year. Then his strike rate of 150 for those runs, averaging 48, 49 across the season, which is great going as Curran looks to get out of this over well. He bowls and it's just chopped away onto the offside by Toby Albert. That's just a single off that to end that 4th over. Hampshire Hawks are 33 for 2. Albert on 28 and Tom Prest is on 1.
You know, Tom Curran's an interesting bowler really. He's medium pace, but what he does really well is he angles the ball into the right-hander. So he starts it from just outside or around off stump, and the ball just curves in a little bit on you, so he tucks you up. I think Albert, that last shot there, has done really well to open himself out and get that ball away on the offside. But Curran he's a wily campaigner, both with bat and ball. Hampshire did well to get him early for just 7. And yeah, just watch out for his bowling, because he's played franchise cricket all around the world. Now here's Reece Topley. First over went for just 1 with a wicket. That's pulled away in the air. Might be safe. Goes out to steep square leg. Falls to short. Who overruns it. So they get an extra run there. It's very difficult running in as a fielder. Do you go for it or do you just hold back? And I think sometimes Dan Lawrence there, you could say that it might have been wiser just to hold back, but I think he probably did the right thing, because it was a top edge. It hung out in the air a bit. 35 for 2. Albert moves on to 30.
It was a bit like Tom Prest himself, actually, wasn't it? It was a catch that hung up in the air a long time, that he got to, but didn't take.
Topley bowls. Oh, he's edged through to the keeper, and that's Topley's 2nd wicket, Hampshire's 3rd, and Albert has gone for 30. That's great carry from Topley. It's the thinnest of edges, and it's carried comfortably through to Evans. And Albert goes for 30 off 15 deliveries.
Yeah, he got stuck on the crease there, Toby Albert, didn't move his feet. Reece Topley left arm over, pushing the ball across him. He looks very disappointed with himself as he walks off for a well-constructed 30 or 15 balls. Strike rate of 200 as they're sending Liam Dawson out, Kev. Now, what do you make of that?
Protecting Stubbs and Cartwright, I would make of that.
Sacrificial lamb,
well,
the season pro.
I think what we saw the other night is testament, and we've seen it with Cartwright last year, that some players are more suited to not playing the long game. And I know that sounds silly with T20 cricket, but you can actually bat for too long, certain players. And I think sometimes there's an opportune time for them to walk to the wicket. And maybe Hampshire feel that at the moment for those two, it's a little early. Do
they need them to be there at the end and finish the game?
Well, it'd be ideal, wouldn't it? I mean, Reece Topley's bowling superb. I mean, Reece Topley's got great carry here.
Yeah.
He's getting the ball to kiss off. Oh. Is it me? I can't remember. That's driven through extra cover. Nice start from Liam Dawson. That's why he's there.
Yeah, that's why he's there. Well spotted, Kev. Yeah, the previous wicket, you got all excited, didn't you? Forgot you were on commentary.
Yeah, I do. I forget that a lot these days. So 4 runs to Liam Dawson, who hasn't really got game with the bat at all this year. Yes, he's now retired from first-class cricket, but before he did, he couldn't really score a run.
Yeah, he got 32, didn't he? Oh no, that was his bowling figures.
Yeah, no, gosh, no.
Wrong thing.
So he hasn't got that many this season.
No.
Down the leg side, trying to pull that one away. It's a wide.
What's the plan then with Dawson? Is it a tie? Is it an overs thing? Obviously, he's not going to block it or anything, but is there a set number of overs that Hampshire will be looking at before they want either Cartwright or Stubbs?
There's a new head coach this year, Russell Domingo, and I think he has 1 or 2 very good ideas, and maybe this is one of them. Of course, at the end of the day, if it works, then it's a great move. But Dawson hasn't really scored a run this year. That's the trouble. Didn't bat against Essex, 8 against. Oh, there's a great shot over mid-wicket. Well, we haven't seen this from Liam Dawson this year. We wouldn't do in 4-day cricket, of course you wouldn't, but that is a great pull shot for 6.
The whole new take the red ball pressures off, release the man, Liam Dawson. He scored 10 off 2 balls that he's faced.
That's a great hit, that is, it really is. Dawson can do this over the years. We've seen him play some great knocks for Hampshire. I mean, he doesn't strike particularly high in T20 terms. It's only 119. I say only 119. It's still pretty good. But when you look at a lot of players these days, they're late 120s, 130s. Here's Topley, bowls, and Dawson just tucks that away for a single on the leg side. And Liam Dawson has just got the crowd back interested in this game a little bit with those 3 early wickets. Vince for 2, Weatherly for 1, and Toby Abbott, who's playing so well before he was out in this over for 30.
Yeah, he's got a top score of 82 in T20 cricket in the Vitality.
But he's another one that sort of comes in, lower middle order, doesn't bat for long, doesn't get much of a go. So, but coming in this early is probably about as early as he's come in for a very long time. Prest works that away, bounces just in front of the fielder on the leg side, bounces off his legs and has almost gone for 4. That's a great recovery on the boundary by Dan Lawrence as the ball ricocheted off the fielder on the 45. And that's the 50 up for Hampshire in the 5th.
Yeah, great fielding, Dan Lawrence. Liam Dawson's he's showing me a new side of the veteran, I think you can call him that I'd not seen before. 11 off 3 balls he's faced, Liam Dawson. Yeah, like you say, Kev, it's more about strike rates. If you get a quick 20 or 4 or 5 balls, you're better serving your team than getting 40 or 50 or 60 or 70 balls, aren't you, nowadays?
Well, Surrey had 48 after 5 overs, so Hampshire at this stage are slightly better.
Another change of bowling at the pavilion there. It's a 3rd different bowler in the 3 overs that have been bowled there. It's Jordan Clark who's going to bowl his right arm seamers to Tom Prest at season form after his batting escapades. Bowls, and Prest just drops it into the leg side and it's fielded for no run. Good start from Jordan Clark. Yeah, could he be the game changer in this. I mean, that was a phenomenal last over. What did we say it was? 30 off the last over, was it?
Of the Surrey innings?
Yeah.
30. Jordan Clark, off Chris Wood.
Putting Chris Wood
I've just had a note from Topley Senior.
Ah, okay.
Reece's dad.
Don.
Yeah, I'll come back to that in a minute.
As Clark in again and advances down the pitch, does Tom Press, and he doesn't get all of it, but the ball's running towards the pavilion boundary and it gets there, and huge round of applause from the crowd who are into it, as Kevin said, thanks to Liam Dawson's pyrotechnics at the other end. But Hampshire move on to 54 for 3. Dawson's on 11 and Tom Press is on 8. What is Tom?
Yeah, so Don Topley has reminded me, actually, the wicket of James Vince, the first one to fall, was Reece Topley's 250th T20 wicket in his 210th match. Thank you, Don.
In comes Clark, short and cloth, and it's over the top of the fielder. That's gone for 4 again. Good shot from Tom Press, well controlled as it went down the leg side. It didn't go square where the catches had been taken. Took the shorter route to the boundary, and Hampshire move on to 58 for 3.
Yeah, it's normally the pull shot in front of square that's been the problem tonight, isn't it? Where you've helped it on the leg side behind square, that's not a problem. He's got it a bit too straight, that one, as Jordan Clark.
Let's see how he recovers from this. He's gone 0-4-4 so far as he's in again to Press. He bowls, it's Fuller, and this time Press in the leg side. A sharp single, shy at the stumps, misses. They're home for single, and Hampshire move on to 59 for 3, which brings Liam Dawson on to strike for the last couple of balls of this Jordan Clark over. What's happening to the field? There's boundary rider being posted out now. There's one already at deep square leg, and now we've got one at deep mid wicket, and they're the 2 fielders who are still in the power play. There's only what is there left? 2 balls left of the power play now, so still 2 fielders allowed. They're both on the leg side, which suggests that Jordan Clark's going to put it short, you would think, and tempt Liam Dawson into something that does bring those fielders into play. Let's see, as he's in and he's on the leg side, but it's along the ground and he's tucked away off his legs. That one of those fielders comes round, picks it up, down Lawrence, and in comes the throw, and that's 2 for Dawson. He moves on to 13 with a ball left in the power play. It's 61 for 3.
Well, nice start from Liam Dawson here, isn't it? He looks like he's up for it here this evening. When isn't he? But he started nicely, a couple of good blows, and especially early on in your innings, perfect. He'll be running on adrenaline at the moment.
Last ball from Clark on the leg side, and this time Dawson just tucks it into Majid, who's fielding a mid-on. They come through a single, end of the power play, and Hampshire Hawks finish the power play with 62 for 3. I am going to make way for Mark Church once he's finished having a chat with Ian over there. Let's see what he's going to do, and Kev's going to do what he does.
Thank you, Sanjay. I'm getting reprimanded by Topper Senior for not mentioning that it was Reece's 250th wicket. So I'll repeat that, the wicket of James Vince. Welcome back, Mark Church.
Thank you. Fascinating start to all of this. And, well, Dawson's come out and laid his marker down. But yes, this was always going to be an interesting chase. It's going to be Will Jacks, who bowled our first over, back into the attack to bowl our 7th over. So we're out the power play, and the first delivery just pushed away into the offside by the right-handed Dawson. As Jacks around the wicket he comes, and that's short and pulled by Dawson, and it sent Sam Curran the wrong way at short mid-wicket. Jason Roy with the fielding and the throw, but they're back for 2. It's good running from Liam Dawson. It's been a good little counter punch this from Liam Dawson. Walked down the track to his first ball, drove it for 4, then whipped one over the leg side for 6. Brilliant cricketer, this fella. He really is. As Jack's around the wicket to him, he's cutting out towards Reece Topley. That was a lovely piece of bowling from Topley to get rid of Albert. Because I noticed Albert, as there's a single there, he was giving himself some room outside the leg stump to open up the offside. And he followed him, and it was quick.
It was quick.
It's probably the quickest ball we've seen tonight on this slow surface. As Jacks was about to come around the wicket to Prest, but wasn't happy with something. So he'll try again now as the right-handed Prest waits. And this is pulled by Prest into the leg side. Royce quickly round, gets the throw away, and it will just be a single to Prest. Yusuf Majid did very well with that catch as well for James Vince. It got to him very quickly at short third, and he parried it and didn't panic. And cricket's a funny old game, isn't it? Because he'd just been smashed for, what was it, 2-3 sixes in his first over. As this one's cut away by Dawson, out towards the sweeper on the cover rope. That's Topley out there again, who does the fielding. Another single.
Yeah, he's one over, went for 19.
And he'd have not been feeling great about the world, and then he took a good catch to get rid of James Vince. Last ball of the over from Jacks, presses down the pitch to him, doesn't get to the pitch of it, hits it straight along the carpet back to Jacks. End of the over from Will Jacks, 7 gone, 67 for 3. Hampshire Hawks, so it's another 108 from here with 13 overs remaining.
Well, guess what? After 7 overs, Surrey had
67?
Correct.
There we are.
So I'm just wondering how much that last over is going to come into play.
I think it's going to. It's huge. 30 off the last over. 4 consecutive sixes from Jordan Clark.
Incredible an over, wasn't it? Incredible. They always talk about momentum, and when you walk into the changing rooms, having just been clobbered for 30 off the final over, I shouldn't think it would have been an easy place, the Hampshire dressing room. And we will see. 67 for 3. Here's Sean Abbott, then right arm over and tucked away neatly on the leg side by Liam Dawson. Picks up another single, 19 off 10. He started brightly, pressed his 14 off 8. Vince for 2, Joe Weatherly for 1, and Toby Albert for a bright and breezy 30 off 15 balls, the 3 wickets that have fallen. 2 for Reece Topley and 1 for Tom Curran. And as Don Topley's probably still listening, the first of those was his 250th T20 wicket.
It's probably
So,
raised.
Yeah, because I might have to work with Don Topley again,
Raised
so
his
I
bat.
don't want to get on the wrong side. That's turned away on the onside by Prest. Just a single. Totally moves on to 70 for 3. Lovely atmosphere here this evening. I'm talking, it's all about 25 years here this evening. We've mentioned it many times, and there's been lots of stuff, and the tribute to Rob Bransgrove was lovely before the start of this game. But they're talking about retro tunes being played before and after the men's game. There'll be a band, I guess, over the far side that'll play. Take that, we were just down the road at St Mary's Stadium tonight. I'm just wondering, Take That would come into retro tunes, wouldn't they?
Take
25
that
years.
at St
25
Mary's?
years? Yes, they're there tonight and tomorrow night. That's turned away on the leg side. I'm surprised you didn't know, Churchy. Quick 2, that's good, as the ball literally stops on the 30-yard circle.
You say that, it was you that decided to leave our tribute at. You know, when Robbie went, we were making a fortune out of our tribute at, and then you said, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, Robbie's gone. As you were our Robbie Williams in the tribute at. Otherwise, we could have banged out a few numbers tonight for everybody.
Well, wouldn't that have been fun?
Oh,
Straight
yes.
from commentary, straight with the guitar.
Straight
Put the
onto
guitar
stage,
at the
straight
strap on.
onto stage. Yeah.
71 for 3 in the 8th. Remember, 175 is the target as Dawson flicks it away on the leg side. Runs the first one quickly. Are they going to run 2? They are. Preston's running to the danger end. Safe. Good running, good aggressive running. They'll need to keep this up.
Very good.
As we saw with the women's game this afternoon, they had to run a lot. And Dawson's already puffing and panting. He's down on his knees.
This is going to hurt.
He's feeling it.
This is going to hurt.
23 off 12, Liam Dawson. Well, we don't want to see him running too many more 2s, because I think we saw 1 or 2 tired shots in the game this afternoon after there was a few 2s run.
The other thing is, they've only got the day off tomorrow, these two, and they're back at it on Sunday, aren't they? So they're not going to get much recovery time.
That's right. Yeah, Hampshire at Merchant Taylor's School. Can't wait for that one, as that's off the pad. Down the leg side, 74 for 3.
It might be a slightly different atmosphere to this evening on a Sunday.
I think it will be 100% different atmosphere there. The only worse atmosphere would have been Radlett.
Well, it's because it's on a Sunday again. That's the thing. Whatever you say, if you're playing T20 on a Sunday, it's going to be a very different atmosphere.
Apologies to anybody at Radlett if you're listening. Radlett Cricket Club, it is a nice place. That's turned away on the leg side by Tom Prest. Will keep the strike. He moves on to 16. Hampshire, after 8 overs, are 75 for 3, which means from here, Churchy, he says, trying to buy himself a quick bit of time. Exactly 100. Why do I need to even think about
100 exactly. And there is a gentleman with a former Hampshire shirt on.
What era is that?
You see, the thing is, may I say, is 25 years ago retro. See, to me, retro is like 80s and 70s, but I suppose it probably is now. There's the 2000. We're seeing on the live stream now, for listeners on 5 Sports Extra, we're seeing that the first T20 shirt that they wore was just a plain yellow number, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I think he must be the retro fan of the night.
Oh, well done. What, because he was wearing a silly hat? As around the wicket comes Will Jacks, and this is the start of the 9th over, and that'll be a single down to backward point for Preston. Dawson comes back onto strike on 23.
Well, those yellow shirts with the blue sort of stripes were probably 10 years ago.
Right.
So I think he must be the only one with one of those, I guess, because we've seen ones from pre that.
Yeah.
Not many, but we've seen a few.
As Dawson will work Jacks's off spin from around the wicket into the leg side. It rolls out towards deep mid wicket, and they will pick up another single.
So he's now got 2 retro shirts, having
Well
just been
done.
presented with one of the very early ones.
Yeah, double retro. It's been tidy tonight, Will Jacks. Around the wicket he comes again. Now this is swung high into the leg side. Jason Roy's going to try and get to this, but it's going to go soaring over the mid-wicket rope for 6. Good shot from Prest. He moves on to 23. Good partnership this. 83 for 3. The gentleman has woken up with his retractable horn. He's blowing his horn again. And Prest nicely swung over the leg side for 6. And it is 83 for 3 as Jacks around the wicket he comes again. Prest drives back up the pitch. Jacks does the fielding off his own bowling, and there's no run.
You were saying earlier it was a plastic horn. I can only assume it's a child's toy, is it?
Well, I think it is officially known as a vuvuzela. If you remember those from the World Cup football in South Africa. This is a full toss from Jacks, and Prest had already started running at Jacks before he let it go. So in the end, he couldn't actually get that ball away. Hit it straight back up the pitch, and Jacks does the fielding off his own bowling. He's in again here. Is Jacks, and cutting his Prest. That'll bring Reece Topley into the game, and that'll just be a single for Prest. He will keep the strike. Surrey trying to whip round between the overs. 9 gone. 84 for 3. Hampshire. Dawson 24. Prest 25, and the powerhouse middle order of Stubbs and Cartwright still to come. That's the other thing. Those 2 are still to come. Target's 175.
And Hampshire are 3 ahead at the corresponding stage of Surrey's innings, despite losing Vince Weatherly and Albert. Plenty of youngsters here tonight, as of course we're still in half-term week. As Curran's in. Tom Curran, and that's hit away in the air but safe down to backward a point, and there's a misfield, is there? Well, not quite. Crowd got excited. I got excited initially, but the batters decided they would keep it to 1. 50 partnership up between Dawson and Tom Prest, and that's come up in just 29 deliveries, exactly what Hampshire needed after being 35 for 3.
Yeah, and it's Dawson. He just marched out there and took it by the scruff of the neck.
Dawson's 24 from 14. Prest is playing nicely, 24 of 15 as Curran comes in and bowls to Dawson. Dawson cuts that away. There is a deep cover fielder. Moves on to 25, 86 for 3.
Dawson's such an experienced player. I reckon the instructions were go out there, be aggressive, take as much of it out as you can. If you then get out, we've then got Stubbs and Cartwright.
Yeah.
So, and I think he's done it perfectly so far.
He has,
Dawson.
yeah. Just what the coach wanted. 89 needed by Hampshire as Curran comes in. That's hit away by Prest. It's in the air, called deep cover. He's cut Curran to deep cover and is caught about stomach height by Dan Lawrence. Press goes for 25 from 17. That's a blow.
That is a blow because he has middled that, but he's cut it straight to Lawrence on that cover boundary rope. It's such a silly game at times, T20, because as Prest hit that, he would have thought I'd nailed that, but he nailed it straight to the cover fielder on the boundary rope. So Prest goes for 25, and here comes Mr. Stubbs. 86 for 4. Hampshire. He batted beautifully the other night. I watched it on the telly. He did bat extremely well. He's a hugely talented player, this lad.
Yeah, the Stubbs-Cartwright partnership Tuesday night was just pure joy watching it. He's playing his 182nd T20 game tonight. He strikes, career-wise, at 141 per 100 balls. He did take a little while getting going as well. Just seeing the catch there again. Fairly simple catch there for Dan Lawrence. Belied the way that Preston actually played the shot. A little bit unlucky. But nevertheless, Tom Curran has struck. He's taken 2 wickets now, having also taken the wicket of Joe Weatherly.
Yeah, and every time a wicket goes, that 30 in the last over from Jordan Clark becomes more important.
It's very worrying from a Hampshire point of view. Here's Curran then from the pavilion end. Bowls to Tristan Stubbs. Ooh, plays it into the ground off a thickish inside edge. Ball bounces away to point. So Tristan Stubbs, who only on last Sunday night was playing in the IPL.
It's unbelievable now, isn't it?
Got on the plane, arrived Monday night.
He's now playing his second game.
Tuesday, he said early Tuesday morning he came in for some tests, because I think you have to do some heart tests and what have you these days.
Right.
And then went to bed for a few hours and then got up and then came into the ground and played the most wonderful innings. Cuts that away, he's off the mark. Out through backward a point. A lot resting on him, a lot resting on Hilton Cartwright and James Fuller, as well as Dawson out there at the moment, because it might not feel a lot of runs to get, but on this surface, as we keep emphasising, it's worth a few more.
It certainly is. Yeah, and I remember seeing Chris Green was plying his trade again for Lancashire Lightning, arriving at, is it the South African T20 on the morning of the game for the playoff game.
Here's Curran to Dawson. Slower ball. Dawson waits, turns it away behind square on the offside and keeps Stubbs away from the strike. Dawson moves on to 26. 88 for 4. We are halfway through the Hampshire innings, and at this stage Surrey had 90, so we're tracking pretty much the same. But what we don't want to do is track the same until the 19th over.
Well, if it's anything like the women's game, if you're only just joining us, that ended on the last ball of the game as a tie. So you never know. Have we ever had double headers both ending as ties, the women's and men's game?
I'm going to stick my neck out and say no.
Yes, it's not the hardest question I've ever asked you. So Yusuf Majid back into the attack. His first over was expensive. It was only the second over of this innings, and he's now bowling from the hotel end. Left arm around the wicket to Liam Dawson, and Dawson works this one off the back foot into the leg side. Up comes Jason Roy from long on to do the fielding. Lights are beginning to take hold now. Single for Dawson brings Stubbs on to strike.
So you know where we are on Sunday. Where's Surrey on Sunday then?
Back at the Kia Oval.
Ah, good.
Yep, so the women's game is against Somerset, and the men's game is against Kent.
Oh.
Yes, on Sunday, as Yusuf Majid was about to come around the wicket but then decided against it. And then it's the sold out London derby.
Return.
As forward goes Stubbs, plays this one out into the offside, and there's no run. But that is a sellout.
Is it?
Yeah.
So how many is that?
26 now,
Ooh.
I think. Yeah.
How many at Lords the other day for your game?
Not a lot.
Was there not?
No.
They used to be sold out.
Yeah, but if you play it on a Sunday afternoon, you're going to struggle. No, it wasn't even an afternoon. Well, it was, but it was a midday start. As this one, Stubbs has jumped onto the back foot, thick inside edge.
26,000.
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of an atmosphere. Really is. 90 for 4.
That's 3 times this crowd.
Yeah, it's an incredible atmosphere there. It really is. As Yusuf Majid kicks his heels and then comes around the wicket to Dawson. Dawson looks to pull into the leg side, doesn't time it, will just get a single. Good over this from Yusuf Majid.
It's gone a bit quiet, isn't it?
Yeah,
It feels like, is it? 84 off 56.
Well, that wicket of press was a big one because that partnership had just gone past 50.
Certainly no need to panic though, even with that 30 off the last over.
Tristan Stubbs, bat raised onto the back foot, just punches down the ground, will get a single. Down to Sean Abbott at long off. He did very well, Sean Abbott, because he took the catch out at deep mid-wicket, rolled the ball back, turned around, ran back to the ground and kept continuing to sign autographs that he'd been doing beforehand.
Oh.
Last ball of the over then from Yusuf Majid. He's in, short, pulled by Dawson.
Ooh.
Jason Moy's got a chase on his hands. He's round, gets the ball inside the boundary rope. Will get back for 2. Dawson's doing some running tonight, isn't he? 11 overs gone, 9 remaining. 94 for 4, so it's 81 required off 9 overs for the Hampshire Hawks.
So that really should be 51 off 54 balls.
Yeah, you take that 30 out. I know it's a really easy thing to say, but that little cameo, what was Jordan Clark at the end? Something like 31 off 8 balls or something?
He was 34 not out off 12.
12. But 30 and 4 consecutive sixes off the last 4 balls of the innings.
It's the difference, isn't it? It's the difference between winning a tight game and losing a tight game that last over. Say 51 off 54 balls, you'd think 4 down is a breeze. Not the situation at the moment, though. As Tom Curran starts his 3rd over, 2 for 15 for the all-rounder. That's a nice shot down the ground. Tristan Stubbs. Oh, it's got a flat 6. Hello.
Pure class. That is pure class from Tristan Stubbs. Slightly missed his length, and Tristan Stubbs has just picked it up with a glorious swing of the bat.
I mean, that's flat.
It's a lovely cricket shot from
with
Tristan
no
Stubbs.
effort.
It's just world class, that shot.
It's just astonishing. 100 for 4, Hampshire. Here's Curran in, Stubbs cuts, goes out on the offside. Unlike Prest, it goes along the ground. So it's picked up by Dan Lawrence.
I'm convinced with these fellas now, and the women, they play a huge amount. A lot of it is just muscle memory now. You know, Tristan Stubbs sees the length, muscle memory. Doesn't even think about it.
And being strong.
Yeah.
Strong forearms, strong shoulders.
Well, the Jordan Clark, that 30 was all about muscle, wasn't it?
Dawson's 30 not out, playing his part here. Curran bowls. Dawson works out into the gap behind point.
Worried for Dawson, though. He's going to be stretching off at the end if he's there at the end.
Yeah, I hope the St John's ambulance people hang around and have made sure they've got some oxygen ready.
Oh, dear.
We'll keep our eye on Dawes, because it wasn't so long ago. Well, it was a bit of a way ago, actually, when he was puffing, wasn't he? He was bent down.
It's a warm old evening as well.
It is. 102 for 4, halfway through the 12th. 73 from 51. As in comes Curran again. Bowls. Stubbs whips it away on the leg side. Quiet single for Tristan Stubbs.
Tell you what, I got there. I've had enough of Red Bull now. I've fully got that. As soon as England said, you're not in the squad, I'm not quite sure what the conversations were with Mr. Dawson, but I'm not sure.
Well, it was a difficult one, and I have mentioned it before, but as you know, because you were here the last game of the season when Mr. Chahal ran through the Hampshire order as Curran bowls. Dawson basically didn't really want to play Division 2 cricket, but changed his mind during the winter. That's driven out towards extra cover, but I think the difficulty was that he's been struggling with form, both with bat and ball. Robbie James is ready on the live picture feed for some reason. He's talking to nobody, so if you're watching the picture feed, forget that. What is he doing?
His microphone was working either.
Yeah, we didn't need any of that.
All I was going to say, though, was for him, having retired, he would think, oh, at least I don't have to do too much running between the wickets now in the T20. Tonight, he's having to absolutely tear between the stumps.
He certainly is. Curran bowls and Stubbs works that away. Again, the ball's just tucked him up a fraction, but he still managed to find a single out on the offside. That's 12 overs gone, 105 for 4. Hampshire needs 70 from 48. Mark Church is staying on, and he'll be joined by Sanjay Murthy.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. James. He's off to dream about had he been born in a different era. Kevin James would have been travelling the franchise circuit of the world.
I thought you meant you'd be wearing different clothes.
Well, I think you look magnificent this evening. Now, with this game, interestingly, boys, 70 required off 8. 70 required off 8. Stubbs and Dawson together. Stubbs has just played a beautiful cricket shot over long on for 6. Dawson might run himself to a standstill here. Now plastic guitars are being, and inflatable guitars are being thrown into the crowd, and Reece Topley is coming back into the attack here to bowl from that hotel end. So Topley will come left arm around the wicket to the right-handed Stubbs. Start of the 13th over. Reece Topley is in, and Stubbs is on the back foot, just turns this one down the ground to Jason Roy. Roy comes up to do the fielding. Stubbs picks up a single. Dawson comes back onto strike on 32.
The last left arm quick that came round the wicket from this end went for quite a few.
Yes. Topley's bowled very nicely.
He has
again
bowled very
tonight.
well.
He's been in cracking form in the T20 so far as Reece Topley. As here he comes once again, runs away from us, comes into Dawson around the wicket. Dawson swings in for 6. Bang that one in, and Liam Dawson on the front foot with the pace of the pitch has just waited and then gone with the angle from around the wicket and has swung him over the leg side for 6. Dawson moves on to 38 from 22, and Hampshire move on to 112 for 4.
It's quite nice when the commentator, actually it's not a curse, is it? It's the opposite of that. And as I said, Chris Wood in the last over against Jordan Clark went for loads, and Dawson is he's certainly putting his foot down.
Around the wicket he goes once again. Dawson will tuck this one off his hip. Oh, he's going to look for 2 again. Here is Dawson. Nope, sent back by Stubbs. It's a good decision because Dan Lawrence was up to do the fielding. Got the throw in one bounce to Laurie Evans. So Dawson on to 39. He will get a breather at the non-strikers end. Yeah, he is feeling this. I'm not surprised. Liam Dawson. It's a warm old night out there. We saw this in the women's game as well. You are having to scamper a lot of 2s this evening. As in around the wicket goes Topley to Stubbs, turned by Stubbs. They're going to have to look for 2 again here. This will bring Jordan Clark round from deep backwards square. Stubbs almost ran straight into Dawson there, and they'll pick up 2 more. Sensibly played this by Stubbs and Dawson. Dawson's down
His
on
haunches,
those haunches
the
again.
old man of the side. It's cooled off a bit, Churchy. I was stood down by Josh, the cameraman, who's put a hoodie on now. It's definitely dropped a few degrees.
Yeah, I think they Dawson need to drink. Short one, and Stubbs pulls this straight down the ground for a single. So end of the over. 13 gone, 7 left. Apologies, I'm way ahead of where I should be. 1 ball to go. But yeah, Dawson would love a drink at the end of this over. 59 off 43 required. And Dawson just checking how many deliveries there are remaining. This is the last ball of the over. Topley's in. Oh, Dawson top edge on the hook, goes straight over Laurie Evans and away to the boundary rope for 4. So that's a good over for Hampshire. 15 off it. Drags them back to where they want to be. 7 overs remaining, 120 for 4. The Hampshire Hawks require 55 off 7 overs.
And they got 6 wickets in the hutch still. Churchy, they're in a good position there. Hampshire, Dawson's set has batted very well. It's one of those coaching decisions that could go either way when you send him in early, and he's certainly done well. Liam Dawson so far is on 43 of 24 balls. He's just had a drink coming out to him, well deserved, and just some subs. And Dawson, just have a chat. in the middle of
drinks,
the pitch.
change of gloves, towel.
The old tactics, just get some information into him, just get him back to where he needs to be. He's batted brilliantly so far. Sean Abbott is going to continue from the pavilion end. He'll be bowling to Tristan Stubbs. He's in now, bowls, it's full, and Stubbs just drops it into the leg side, and the fielder is off the boundary smartly, and they only have a single off that. The score moves on to 121 for 4. Dawson is on 43 and Tristan Stubbs on 17 off 13 balls.
Well, Dawson marched out there at number 5, and it's him that kick-started this innings. First ball, walking straight down the pitch and driving through the covers. He's been just positive on everything he's done so far. Loves a battle, Liam Dawson.
It's like fielding change. The man has gone deep to mid-wicket, and Majid has gone into fine leg as Dawson then pumps it up in the air. It's converging, but the ball's going to land safe between two fielders on the offside, and he just chipped that like a little pitching wedge, sand wedge, lob wedge even, into the gap, and they go through a single, and he moves on to 44 of 25 balls. Stubbs on 17 still, 53 to win off 40 balls.
Yeah, nice bit of bowling. Again, slower ball. Dawson was through it very early, ended up playing it one-handed, but got enough bat on it to get it over extra cover, and in between the sweeper and the extra cover.
As Abbott in again, this time now to Stubbs, over the wicket, bowls on the leg side, and Stubbs just clips it into the boundary fielder at square leg, and just wanders through for a single. He moves on to 18.
Yeah, and he's just come out and looked classy, hasn't he? Tristan Stubbs, 18 from 14, with absolutely no fuss whatsoever.
No, he played that great innings along with Hilton Cartwright against Essex here on Tuesday. Dawson facing up now to Abbott, advances and doesn't really get any of it, and just tries to clobber that over the offside, gets an inside edge, no run, and the score remains 123 for 4.
Yeah, good over so far from Sean Abbott.
Yeah, just
the
a 3
back
off
of
it.
Yeah, and 2 balls to go, and Surrey would have liked, and they're getting it a quiet over.
Experienced campaigner is Sean Abbott. The Australian is in now to Dawson, bangs it in wide outside the off stump, and the umpire had actually given a wide before I could even reach Laurie Evans.
That one didn't come out quite right.
No, I think
Sean Abbott
just walks back, and Dawson just walks away to the leg side, just adjusts his gloves. He probably is going to tie his shoelaces up at some point, just to give himself some time. He knows he's playing a crucial innings here for Hampshire, who Hampshire Hawks need 51 to win off the remaining 38 balls. There's a change in the field as the fielder comes in on the circle at backward point, and Dawson pulls away because there's some movement in the stands where I'm not sure people are leaving. That seems a bit premature to be leaving, but there are people walking around behind the pavilion, and Dawson settles in again as Abbott turns. Bowls now, and Dawson approaches, tries a little swing on the leg side, but doesn't get any of it really, but still manages to scamper through for a single. He moves on to 45, and Hampshire 125 for 4.
I can assure you, absolutely nobody moved there behind the bowler's arm, but it just gave him a little bit more time to get his breath back.
Did you not see the distant three wise people somewhere in the hills?
It's a good over this though from Sean Abbott. Last ball of it.
In he comes now, bowls, and that's just pushed down the ground by Tristan Stubbs for single. It's a good over that by Sean Abbott. He's bowled 2 overs, 0 for 13. Hampshire 126 for 4, read 49 runs off the remaining 36 balls.
Yeah, always a nice psychological point when that target comes below 49, well below 50 to 49. So 6 overs remaining, and we're going to have a bit of Jordan Clark again from this hotel end. Stubbs will be the man on strike. They're going to go third band, short fine, deep backward square, deep mid wicket, wide long on, mid off, extra cover on the edge of the circle, sweeper on the cover rope, and a backward point is the field for Jordan Clark, with Tristan Stubbs on strike on 19 from 15 deliveries. Start of the 15th over, slower ball, and Stubbs leading edge, loops away, and then Stubbs goes through for the single, and Sean Abbott was charging in to try and take the catch. It bounced, and then he underarmed the ball at the stumps, and I think if that had hit, it would have been very tight. Tristan Stubbs put the dive in, but the throw didn't hit the stumps, so that is a single. Tristan Stubbs now has half the pitch down the front of his trousers, so he's going to have to remove a lot of dirt from his trousers and his gloves. And now he'll have a chat with Liam Dawson, and Dawson will be back on strike. There was a lot going on there for a single.
And the chance of an overthrow as well, but as you said, Tristan Stubbs is lying face down in the dirt and didn't take the opportunity to take the extra run.
127 for 4. Dawson on strike. Dawson swings into the leg side. Doesn't really get hold of this. It'll just be a single as the throw comes in. One bounce from Topley. So Dawson picks up one more. Now a towel's coming out for Tristan Stubbs. And a change of gloves again. He's only just changed those ones. So he will have so many pairs of gloves, but he's got another new pair of gloves. There's Tristan Stubbs. Well, after what I saw Ryan Higgins do the other day, I don't blame him. Ryan Higgins managed to throw his bat straight over his head. It landed on the bat handle and then went straight back and knocked the leg bail off. So here is Jordan Clark, slower ball, nicely bowled. Stubbs can't get that away. That'll be a dot delivery.
I think they're struggling to time it now, the Hampshire batters. There's been a few cases now where they've gone hard at the ball and they've clothed it into areas. There's been a couple of chances, balls fallen short of fielders, so I'm not sure why. Does dew set in at this time of the year?
I just think it's this pitch is hard to bat on.
It's just the pitch.
Slower ball, and swinging this into the leg side. Is Stubbs going to come back for 2? Reece Topley with the throw. Good running again from Stubbs and Dawson. 2 more to the total, 130 for 4.
This crowd are engaged here, no one's really left. There's a grandstand finish on the cards here with 45 remaining off 32 balls. It could go either way.
Surrey got to keep a little eye on the cut-off time as well. I think that says 9:56 as this is turned into the leg side by Stubbs. Cry of no from Dawson. So just the single. Stubbs was thinking about 2 there. 131 for 4.
Yeah, 21:56 it says there in the scoreboard to our left.
Yeah, have to be at the top of your mark to start the last over, otherwise you lose a fielder outside the circle. He's hitting the pad to Dawson. It rolls behind him, and Laurie Evans with the throw. That a hit again. That could have been tight for Stubbs, but he scrambled through for the leg bye. It will mean Dawson's on strike. It's the end of a pretty good over, Matt, from Jordan Clark. So 5 overs remain here on Solent Sport, 5 Sports Extra, the BBC Sport website and app. We had a tie earlier on today between the Hampshire Hawks women and Surrey women off the last ball of the game. And now with 5 overs remaining, Hampshire Hawks men need 43 to win off 30 deliveries.
Abbott and Jordan Clark have bowled a couple of really good overs there, tight. I think 12 or 13 runs off the last 2 overs in these crucial overs with the last 5 to go, and that's really put Surrey in a good position here as they seek to go 3 from 3 at the start of this Vitality Blast campaign. And it's will be Abbott again bowling now to Dawson. He's just on the back foot, and the fielder is at short mid-wicket, and it goes straight to him for no run, and the score remains 132 for 4.
The extraordinary thing is, after 15 overs, what do you think Surrey were on? 132 after 15 overs. Hampshire on 132. So they're in exactly the same place at the moment.
So the question is, who's going to be Hampshire's Jordan Clark?
Exactly. Someone's got to do something along those lines at some point.
Abbott in again now to Dawson, who just walks away to the offside and clips it into the leg side. The fielder runs round Majid, he tumbles and stops, and the fielder does a good job there, but the batsmen come through for 2 and Dawson moves on to 46.
Yep. Clever shot from Dawson. Jumped outside his off stump, waited for it, and then dinked it away behind square on the leg side. Picked up 2 more.
Using his crease well, and that's the thing, isn't it, Church? You can't just stand there and let the bowlers bowl at you.
No, and these guys are so good at that now.
But again, in, and Dawson again moves on to his offside. It's gone high. He's looking at the square leg umpire for a no ball or a wide. He's looking for absolutely anything. But the umpires are totally unmoved, and I don't think he's still looking, he's chuntering
he's
away.
Not going to get that.
No, he's having a word now with the standing umpire to see, why is your mate not giving me anything there? The standing umpire just puts his hands on his hips and everything continues as normal.
He's not going to get any change from James Treadwell.
No, he's not. Fielder's going out on the leg side. Laurie Evans also doing a bit of directing. Majid's coming in off fine leg. No, he's going back to fine leg, and the man who's posted out to deep mid wicket is coming back in inside the circle. So the boundary fielders, 3 on the leg side, 2 on the offside, as Abbott in again now bowls, and Dawson bangs it up in the air. It's gone all the way through the boundary through the leg side for 4. Huge cheer as Liam Dawson gets to his 50, 52 off 33 balls. Take a bow, Liam Dawson. He came in at a time when Hampshire had lost a few early wickets, and Kevin James and I were saying that it was a strange choice, but he has made Hampshire and Russell Domingo's decision making proud. He moves to 52 off 37 balls in 26 minutes, and Hampshire are 138 for 4.
Yeah, it's a brilliant bit of batting because they just moved Tom Curran up from deep mid wicket to the edge of the circle to get another man out on the cut of rope, and he's taken a length ball there and swung it over Tom Curran to the boundary rope where Tom Curran would have been.
Abbott in again, moves across his crease, and he's gone miles up in the air. A sweet sounding shot. There's a fielder running around underneath there, and it's gone over the boundary. The umpire's not sure. He's given a 4. He's given a 4. Liam Dawson, what a shot. It sounded beautiful. The fielder who was running around thought he was in with a chance at 1 point, but Dawson moves on to 46, and Hampshire need 33 off the remaining 25 balls.
Well, it was a brilliant effort from Will Jacks to get round to that, because he had a lot of ground to make up. Sprinting round, he'd have had an eye on the rope as well. He's taken those before, but that one he just ran out of room really, Will Jacks. So back-to-back boundaries from Dawson.
Well, he, along with who was it, Chris Jordan, were fielding that exact same catch down here as Abbott in over. Yeah, they were practicing that down. I've never seen him before. They're standing outside the boundary.
They all practice it
and,
every day now. It's not by luck that happens where someone, the relay catch, they practice and practice and practice it. But he was all on his own there, was Will Jacks. So 4 overs remain. 33 are required. There's a young man in the crowd being interviewed in between overs. Not quite sure what he's going to tell us, but
double hatting.
Well, he's put another hat on. Well done. On top of another hat. Here is Jordan Clark starting the 17th over with a slower ball to Tristan Stubbs, who's drilled this down the ground. Sam Curran gets round quickly, gets the throw away. Dawson's fitness levels here. He's got back for 2. And as I say, if he's there at the end, you might have to stretcher him off. But he's back for 2, Liam Dawson, and Stubbs moves on to 25. 31 needed off 23 balls. Jordan Clark is in, over the wicket to Stubbs, full toss, work leg side by Stubbs. I think this will just be the single this time. Yep, Lawrence is quickly round to do the fielding. We're getting down to the nitty gritty of this game now. Dawson is breathing heavily. I'm not surprised, he's just taking his crash helmet off, just tried to get some air in those lungs. He's back on strike. Jordan Clark is over the wicket to him. Slower ball, and he's tried to ramp it over short, fine, got no bat on it, hit the pad, rolls back up the pitch, and Jordan Clark does the fielding off his own bowling, and there's no rut.
During the next time the Russell Domingo says, do you fancy batting at 5? He's going to say yes.
Yeah, well, I think it was a clever move, because he loves a battle, and I think probably, I said to Kevin James, that probably the instruction was get out there, be aggressive.
Yeah.
If you hit 20 quickly, great. We've got Stubbs and Cartwright to come, but he's kept going. As this is short, this is swung, this is away for 6. It was a slower ball, and he's just waited for it and has dished out a bit of the treatment that Jordan Clark was dishing out to Chris Wood in that last over. That has soared away for 6. Dawson's on to 62 now. It's 151 for 4 and 24 required from 20 deliveries for the Hampshire Hawks.
Poor ball that from Jordan Clark, short, leg side, and really all Liam Dawson had to do was help it on its way, and that's what he did.
Over the wicket again comes Clark. Dawson swings him again. This could be 6 more, it is. It's over the top of Dan Lawrence. And as I say, this is what Jordan Clark did to Chris Wood in that final over. Now Liam Dawson is giving it back to Jordan Clark. And this is why this has been such a good game tonight. And Dawson moves on to 68, and it's now down to 18 required off 19 deliveries.
The home team are certainly in the box seat at the moment. Jordan Clark going 6-6. What's he going to do in this last over to get out of this over with anything intact?
Over the wicket he comes to Dawson, and Dawson drives thick inside edge. He's trying to sprint the first, but it might be that his legs give up in a minute. But he's through for the single. What an innings this is from Liam Dawson. What a brilliant cricketer this man is. 3 overs to go, 17 required, and Dawson dominating this partnership at the moment with Tristan Stubbs. And well, now Hampshire haven't just got their noses in front, they've got their entire bodies in front of Surrey now. But it's been Dawson, and it has been a gem this from Liam Dawson this evening.
82 is his highest T20 score. He's only 13 off that now, is Liam Dawson. 17 off 18 Hampshire. What are Surrey going to do? There's some chats going on between captain and bowlers, and looks like Reece Topley is going to come on to bowl his final over from the pavilion end. He's taken 2 for 33 in his 3 overs so far. He's going to be bowling to the man of the moment, Liam Dawson. Bowls, and Dawson has a swing and a miss, and that's a good start by Topley. That's a little chat, and he's giving some instructions to Laurie Evans. Maybe he doesn't want to slip in, because I don't think he's getting one from anybody, but it's a good start.
Yeah, good start. Surrey need this over to be quiet. If they to have any hope, they need this over to be a quiet over. 17
to win, 17 overs gone, 18 balls remaining here, 17 balls remaining now, so all the 17s as Dawson just gets himself ready for Topley. Over the wicket bowls, and Dawson pushes it to the fielder. Oh, misfield at mid-off. That was a chance to have a run out. Dawson gets through to the other end, gets a single, moves on to 70. Hampshire Hawks 159 for 4.
Well, it's amazing how quickly this has turned, and Stubbs has played his part. He's played beautifully. 24 from 21 without anybody really noticing, but Dawson has just kept going.
Cricket intelligence from Stubbs.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
hasn't tried to steal the limelight. Knew he could see what's happening. Says to Dawson, "You go for it."
Yeah, he's one of the best in the world at this.
Topley again then bowls, and this time it's another good ball. Same as the first ball. Stubbs flashing outside the off stump and not getting anything of it. Laurie Evans is the lone person behind the stumps. They have got a thirders down there, but
If Topley can get through these next 3 deliveries without conceding a boundary, Surrey is still in this. But nothing can go for a boundary here.
yeah, this is why I think that line outside the off stump. I think the fielder down at third is going to come into play at some point if he keeps pushing the ball outside the off stump in again, and a bit squarer this time from Cartwright, and it goes through to Dan Lawrence's fielding at point, and another good ball from Topley. He's only gone for 2 off the first 4 balls in this crucial 17th over. It does bring Liam Dawson back onto strike. The man who's on 70 of 41 balls. Liam Dawson, the leg spinner. Not the leg spinner, the left arm, slow left arm. He's got 2 balls left in this over.
Just thinking who will bowl the next one. I think they will go with Abbott and leave the last one to Tom Curran if we get to the last over.
Chat between captain and bowler. No field changes that I can see as Topley in again bowls, and Dawson drives straight. Sam Curran fields, and he drives over the top of it, but mid-on comes round and allows Dawson to come through for 2. Field ball comes in. Dawson moves on to 72, 162 for 4, 13 to win off 13 balls, runnable.
Yeah. And just brilliant from Dawson. Absolutely brilliant innings. He's
down
the
his
only
haunches.
player to go past 50 today in this game, and he's just kept going. 72 from 42. He's exhausted as well. That's the other thing here. He's absolutely exhausted.
Topley, last ball of his spell from the pavilion end, bowls, and Dawson does nick it down where the third is, and it's fielded on the boundary. They come through for 2. Well run by these 2. Dawson must be shattered, and to take you home, Mark Church will continue.
I will
Mark
continue
Church
for
is
now.
going.
Kevin James is coming back in, and then you're going to join Kevin James for the culmination, the conclusion, the climax of this amazing game. And welcome back, Kevin James, and it is 11 needed off 2 for Hampshire.
Well, I never realised that Hampshire would get down to this situation, I have to say. That 30 off the last over that Chris Wood was hit for, I thought that might be the difference between the 2 sides. Sanjay, I have to say that tonight Liam Dawson has been utterly brilliant.
We were on when he first came out. We were just wondering why Russell Domingo had sent Liam Dawson out. Could have gone either way, and it's gone the way that the Hampshire coach wanted to do. Yeah, fantastic. You know, this partnership's on what's it on? 78. Dawson's got 49 of them. Stubbs on 27. Stubbs played his part.
He certainly has. Yeah, the junior partner. Who would have thought that?
Exactly. It's going to be Tom Curran then to bowl now from the hotel end, and that's pumped into the leg side, and they're coming through for 2. Good running. Oh, direct hit would have gone Dawson, but it's gone straight past the stumps, and Stubbs moves on to 29, and Hampshire Hawks 166-4, 9 off 11. But I think for the first time the runs required is less than the balls remaining, and Tom Curran has got to use all of his experience here to try and get Surrey into that last over. Crowd are up for this. He's bowling now into Stubbs. Shaw outside the off stump, and the umpire gives a wide. The crowd roar in appreciation of fantastic umpiring. I'm not sure that the Surrey fielders feel the same, but he's also given 1 for the over, which is a bit harsh given the fact that it was also wide. But 167 for 4, 8 to win off 11.
And that music doesn't help either, does it?
At least the trumpet guy's gone.
He's gone, he's had it.
Gone. shirt was too loud for him. In comes Curran again, bowls full, and it's up in the air. There's fielders converging on the offside, and it's fallen in between all three of them. This is Hampshire Hawks' day as Stubbs comes back for 2, and they move now within 6 runs to win with 10 balls remaining. The 6 wickets in hand is totally immaterial. Dawson's down on his haunches. I think that's who you're going to be chatting to, isn't it?
If he can make it up the stairs after the game, Sanjay, yes, definitely. Yeah, it is Hampshire's night tonight. You can just tell, you know, little shots like that. I mean, look at Dawson now on the picture feed. He's really puffing hard. He was doing that overs and overs ago.
He was,
and
yeah.
he's still there. He would have been run out of the direct hit, you're right, a little earlier in the over, but nevertheless.
Curran in again, now 2 Stubbs, stands and waits, bowls, it's full, and this is just dug out. It's nearly a perfect Yorker from Tom Curran, fitting really given everything that's happened, Kev, with the 25th anniversary and all the great accolades to Rod Bransgrove and everything he's done for this ground and this club, that we should see, you know, Hampshire playing so well and on a day like this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, Rod was overcome earlier on, that's for sure. Might be overcome now.
Curran in again, bowls, waiting, he's smashed that up in the air, but there's a fielder running round and it's been taken. Sam Curran takes the catch, boos from the crowd, but that's the end of Tristan Stubbs for a well-made 31 of 26 balls. He's played his part. Generous round of applause from an appreciative crowd, because they know what he's done to support Liam Dawson as Hampshire Hawks move towards a win.
Yeah, terrific stuff. A bit of a tame dismissal in the end, but nevertheless, that partnership was worth 83 between Dawson and Stubbs, and that partnership came up in 9 overs.
Yeah, we saw the fireworks from Jordan Clark at the end of the Surrey innings, and whilst this has not been, you know, as pyrotechnical, if you want a better word, it was spread out over a longer period of time. It was just as effective and has taken Hampshire Hawks towards what is now going to be a victory.
Well, you'd hope so. I mean, it's not quite all over yet, but you'd hope the momentum is with Hampshire. Tom Curran with his 3rd wicket. Well, yeah, I mean, the momentum's with Hampshire, definitely. I mean, Dawson has been absolutely immense. Tristan Stubbs again with a major innings and again with a major partnership, but the new batter is Hilton Cartwright. Not a bad man to have come out in this situation.
No, exactly. Curran 2 runs wide, 2 wickets so far from the 3 legitimate balls. He's bowled in this over, and it will be Hilton Cartwright who's come out, the Australian, as Curran in again bowls, and Cartwright just pushes it down the ground, and Curran's complaining a little bit, has a little look at Dawson. He thinks he was impeded there from fielding the ball, but the umpire's not interested, and Cartwright's off the mark, and Hampshire move another run closer to their target.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Surrey would have felt they'd won this game at the end of the 20 overs of their innings. As I say, it's not quite over yet, but I think they feel on 69 for 5.
And it's Tom Curran. He's just moving his field around a little bit, just making sure that he's got everybody in the right place. Talks to his brother, the captain, who's fielding at mid-off, as he's looking for his last ball of this over to bowl to the hero of the day, Liam Dawson, who's on 74. In comes Curran, bowls. Dawson has a swing, gets an inside edge, and it's gone down.
Don't run 2.
Fine. Oh, they are going to come back and run 2. A big dive, but the throw isn't accurate enough. Dawson is flat. He's dived and he may not get up. He has got up now. He was just looking maybe to run straight to the ice bath in the changing rooms. But as we get to the last over, Hampshire 172 for 5.
I just don't think there's any puff left in Dawson. I mean, he looked as though he was going to struggle to get there. There was a last gasp dive. I'm not even sure he made it even when he dived.
He's one big shot away from equaling his highest ever T20 score.
Terrific stuff. This is only his 7th time he's passed 50 in T20 cricket. I mean, absolutely incredible. His first T20 50 for 3 years. again, as we've made several times, that when you bat in the middle order, it's always difficult. You don't really have the time. But this is terrific stuff. The crowd has really come alive. I got the feeling at the break they didn't really think Hampshire were going to chase this down, and especially at 35 for 3 when Toby Albert went in the 5th over. I think even less people thought here. Right, 3 to win, 6 balls remain. And here we go with Sean Abbott bowls, and it's a low full toss. It's smashed down to the ground, and that is the win. Hilton Cartwright with the winning hit, and Hampshire have won this game with 5 balls to spare by 5 wickets, and has ended a run of 5 successive wins for Surrey on this ground in T20 cricket. Surrey come in here with 2 wins from 2, and Hampshire have made it 2 wins this week in half-term week. What a finish. What an innings. Liam Dawson finishes with 76 from 44. Hampshire 178 for 5. Hilton Cartwright with that 6 finishes 7 not out from 2. But Sanjay Murthy, wow, this crowd's going to leave here happy.
They are going to be very happy seeing such an amazing performance, and a great couple of matches for those who were also here for the women's match earlier, which ended up in a tie, and this match has gone the distance.
Sanjay, thank you very much. We've got to wrap this up because BBC Radio is only going off air at 10 o'clock. Thank you, Mark Church. Let's hand over to Ian Moulding.
As the players leave the field, what a fantastic performance. The Hawks go back to back in the blast, and moving away 76 for that. Let's hear it from Liam Dawson.
It's a big crowd this evening in front of the lights. Yeah, for the 25th anniversary is amazing. The big celebration midway for this game. Anyone got up about it? Right, no more questions. We've got to celebrate the big weekend. We want to speak to you anyway. Good to hear from James Phillip and Nicky. Oh my goodness me, what a day we've had here at Utilita Bowl. I mean, what's this?
I think I'll just go lie down in the dark room now. It's going to be quite the day.
We can't, though. We simply can't, because the party must go on. We're going to party up to 2001, aren't we?
Absolutely.
What have we got coming up?
I've got the Ibiza band, you heard of them?
They're amazing. They are so good.
I heard you get me knocking it out as well.
Yeah, they're going to be amazing. We had them earlier on. We had them earlier on today, of course, before the men's match. Also, don't forget as well, if you've taken photos, videos, put them on social, tag us. It is at Hampshire Cricket, and use the hashtag Let's Go Hawks, and you could be in with a chance of winning yourself some tickets to the next game here at Vitality Blast Utilita Bowl. And you know as well.
That is on the 2nd of June, and wait for it, it's for the El Clasico as the Sharks head down to the bowl to take on the Hawks. And yeah, there's lots more cricket coming down to the bowl, Robbie. We've also got the ICC Women's T20 World Cup kicked off on the 12th of June, but the first fixture here at the bowl is on the 13th as the West Indies take on reigning champions New Zealand.
Yeah, really looking forward to that one. A big old summer of cricket. As for the women, of course, they finished in a tie, can you believe it, against Surrey earlier on today. They take a break from the Vitality Blast next up here at Utilita Bowl on the 24th of June. They're in the Metro Bank One Day Cup. It's a little longer day, but you'll enjoy it, I promise. And then they're back in the Vitality Blast right at the end of June. They take on Durham here. That is the Sunday match. You're going to love it. Loads of cricket coming up, Nikki.
Absolutely, I hope sunshine stays around as well.
I'm sure it will, no doubt. Right, we have the Utilita Band. They are underway. So thank you so much for your company today. We're going to say goodbye from the big screen. But hopefully you can join us in just 5 days' time or something after the weekend. On a good old Tuesday night, we will go up against the Sharks. But from me and from Nikki, a big thank you for your company today. And have a safe journey home. We'll see you soon.